Dome in Pontiac, Michigan. It's the NFL on Fox. This afternoon, the Detroit Lions host the Arizona Cardinals. And good afternoon, everyone. Along with Ron Pitts, I'm Mike Breen. Both teams are 0-2. Both have playoff expectations. For the Arizona Cardinals, Ron, the surprise, the defense. Last year, they played so well. This year, they've struggled, and it's not going to get easier today.
You know what? Injuries have played a big part for both of these teams. Arizona takes a big hit last week defensively. Eric Swan goes down, torn knee cartilage. He'll be out at least 6 to 8 weeks. About 2-3 plays later, Mike, Eric Hill, he goes down with a pulled calf muscle. Garth Jackson will come in and take his place, and Bankston will come down and play that nose tackle position.
For the Lions, their 2 losses have come on the road. They're certainly happy to be back home, but they have injury woes of their own.
Well, really, theirs are on the offensive line. You start with the center. Glover, torn quad muscle. This guy, he doesn't even practice during the week. He just tries to play on Sunday. Moss, he's got the knee. He had a knee surgery last year. Still not 100% from him. Lutz, he's okay. He can play. Wydell, the first play of the game last week, he goes down with an ankle injury. Compton will come in for him. Lomas Brown is healthy, but he's only had 10 days of practice. He had that big holdout. So, you know, if you want to know why Barry hasn't been able to get on track and why Mitchell is picking himself up off the carpet constantly, that's the reason for it right there.
And even though it's only week 3, talking to the players this week, they're not afraid to use the phrases must game and critical situation. They know the importance of not starting 0-3, which would be the case for the loser this afternoon. Coming up next, we'll have our opening kickoff as the Lions host the Arizona Cardinals. Both teams looking for their first win of the season when we return. It's for the home opener here at the Silver Dome. Greg Davis will kick it off for the Arizona Cardinals. Lions won the toss and elected to receive. Johnny Morton to the left and Willie Clay to the right. Neither team certainly wants to start off 0-3. Such a critical game early in the season for 2 teams. And a lot of high hopes going into the 95 campaign. Davis gets the word, and here we go. A very short kick. Johnny Morton at his own 15. Cuts it a couple of ways and brought down at about the 29-yard line. And that's where the Detroit Lions will take over. Simon Shanks in on the tackle. And here's Scott Mitchell, second season with the Lions, the former Marino backup, trying to find his rhythm here in Detroit. His offensive line, as we told you, banged up. Still Lomas Brown, one of the best in the league. And for the receivers, Sanders only 27, already 12th on the all-time list. Some good receivers with Moore, Perriman, and Johnny Morton. So first down for Mitchell and the Lions. Have decent field position to start off. And Barry Sanders immediately the first call and maybe a couple of yards. Michael Bankston in on the stop. The Arizona defense, a revamped line with the Swan injury. Bankston, as we told you, moves inside. Chadwick Brown starts it in. The linebackers, Garth Jack starts for Eric Hill. Seth Joyner, who made the Pro Bowl in '94, looking for another big year. And Anais Williams, one of the best in the NFL. Hunter is the former Seahawk. So a 2-yard pickup. 2nd and 8. Perriman in motion. Some movement. This time it goes again to Sanders, and maybe a couple of more yards before he is stopped. Bernard Wilson on the tackle. Seth Joyner with some help.
Lions better get used to seeing an 8-man front like they saw that time. And you know, when they start off with regular people, meaning a tight end in the game and 2 backs in the backfield, all that does is draw the defense to the offense. I mean, that time they had 8 men in the box. I think the Lions are going to spread this thing out if they hope to get that man loose.
Herman Moore told us yesterday that's what he likes. He feels Sanders has his best games when they play that the majority of the time. 3rd down and 6. They've got the 3 wide receivers now. Mitchell, his first throw under pressure, tries to go underneath, complete. Herman Moore's got the first down up to about the 43-yard line. Lorenzo Lynch on the stop, but not before they move the chains.
You know, whenever a quarterback's in trouble, the receiver's got to keep moving. I want you to watch the way 84 Herman Moore keeps moving. He works back outside, back outside. That's a good job. Knowing that Mitchell, and this is a good ad-lib by Mitchell. Good pressure on the outside. Bankston, Seth steps up. But you know, they don't have anything inside. You got to wonder, is that because of Swan? Where's the push inside?
Eric Swan becoming one of the best, and we have a flag thrown on the play at the whistle. We'll check this one out. Well, referee today is Walt Coleman. 7th-year veteran of the NFL, his first year as a referee.
False start prior to the snap, number 73, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So they'll move it back on that play from Herman Moore. The key on that is running the route to make sure you're past the chain. So many guys run it short.
Very smart, yeah. You know, I mean, he's a veteran guy. He's been around 5 years. I mean, that's veteran nowadays with free agency. But that's exactly kind of smart football that helps you win.
Lutz moving on that play. So 1st and 15. Sanders has the call. Couple of cuts, has a little bit of room. And finally brought down Brent Alexander with the tackle, but not before a strong gain from Sanders.
You know, the thing about Barry Sanders, look at his eyes. You know, here's a guy, he's going to make people miss. I want you to look, they've got 8 men in the box, but watch the way he picks his seams and picks holes. I've always said, Mike, he's going to make 2 people miss, and there's 2 right there. Jax missed him, Wilson missed him coming across. Here's the best back, I say, in the history of the game behind the line of scrimmage.
He picked up 8 on that one, so a 2nd and 7.
Oh, shit.
Mitchell has a little time, fires, Sanders can't connect, and it's incomplete through his hands. Harriman also almost on the deflection. And there's the rankings from last year. One of the best in the NFL on the defensive side. They have really struggled. Certainly the injury something to do with it. But they've given up 58 points in the first 2 games, Ron.
Well, I tell you what, you talk about a turnaround for this defense, and you know that's Buddy's pride. That's his bread and butter right there. He doesn't want to see that, of course. You know, you wonder how long is it going to be before panic starts to set in on that side of the ball. Having offensive problems, that's one thing, but when your defense is giving up that kind of stuff, that's another.
Flag is thrown, complete to Perriman for the first down, but again, a penalty marker is down at midfield. So they'll get the first down. 10-yard pickup on the pass play. Wayne Fonts certainly happy with the way they've moved the football thus far. And Buddy Ryan's defense giving up so much to the run in those first 2 games. And you saw some of the numbers just a moment ago. His defense had gone, and this is going in his head coaching days with the Eagles and certainly with the Oilers as an assistant, 63 games without giving up a 100-yard game to a rusher, and it's almost been done twice already. Terry Allen had over 100 yards in the first game,
right.
And Ricky Waters almost did it last week.
Yeah, it's funny talking to Buddy last night. He said the biggest problem where guys were trying to run around, everybody's trying to be an all-pro. Instead of taking your responsibility, everybody's trying to make all the plays. You know, just do your part.
Lions in Cardinal territory. Sanders gets another call and picks up a few. Brought down by Wilson once again.
And another guy that's going to be called out here today, Garth Jax, number 53 for the Cardinals. He's stepping in for Eric Hill. And that position, you remember Mike Singletary when Buddy was with the Bears, that old Bears defense, well, he was the quarterback of that defense. And that man is the quarterback of this defense. And very smart, very intelligent guy. He's the kind of guy that really doesn't need reps in practice. He's always in the playbook. Any days off, he's always in the office talking to the coaches. He can handle it mentally. The physical part will be the challenge.
Sanders again, and quickly brought down Jax, the man you're talking about, in on the stop. He says, as you mentioned, he's not there on talent, he's there on smarts.
He said the only difference between me and Eric Hill is about $2.8 million. Watch his eyes. Barry Sanders is so good at making you miss. Look at Barry is looking right at Jax before he gets the handoff. That's the thing that Barry does well. He's looking at the defense before he even gets the ball.
David Sloan is checked in at the tight end on a 3rd and 8. Sanders the lone setback. Had a couple of 3rd downs they've converted already.
Here comes the blitz.
Mitchell under pressure and quickly brought down. Terry Hogue on the sack. And a 4th down, a punting situation coming up.
Yeah, you know, that time they came with 7 men. They came with the 8th man right there, Terry Hogue, but they brought him up late. This is what the Vikings did. 34, there he is. He's coming in real late, and they can't pick it up. It's a mismatch. You got 6 on 8. You can't pick it up. There's 1 man free.
And you know they're going to see that all afternoon.
Oh, you got it, because you got to put 8 men up there to try to stop Sanders and make him beat you throwing the ball. That's the theory.
Anthony Edwards back to receive. Mark Royals gets the punt off. Beautiful high kick. Edwards calling for a fair catch. He gets tripped up. Ball bounces down and finally taken down at about the 12-yard line. So Royals does his job once again, putting it inside the 20. Sixth time he's done that, 11 punts this season. So the Lions move the football in their first possession but come away empty. Cardinals will have it.
Is brought to you by Coors Light, shipped cold to preserve the clean taste of the Rockies. Coors Light, tap the Rockies. By Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? By IBM, solutions for a small planet. And by Smith Barney, a member of the Travelers Group. Smith Barney, they make money the old-fashioned way. They earn it.
Tiger fans not a lot to cheer about in Detroit, so a lot of the sports fans putting their hopes on the Lions. And they have started off slowly, moved the football well in their first possession, but had to punt. Mark Royals' 38-yard punt puts the Cardinals back at their own 14 to start things off. And they have really struggled offensively in the first two games.
You know, it's funny, Chris Spielman, he was walking around down there, jumping up and down, getting the crowd pumped in the end zone. You usually don't see him do too much of that. He's kind of a reserve guy, but you know, we're talking about 2 0-2 teams.
Four-time Pro Bowler needs to make some plays. Dave Craig, the veteran, in his first year with the Cardinals. Samuels and Hurst are the setbacks. Porcher, quick rush, flag is thrown. And Garrison Hurst quickly thrown down. Henry Thomas on the tackle, but a flag in the play. Walt Coleman's been a busy guy early on.
Yeah, that's Porcher there. He jumped a little bit early.
All sides, defense, number 91, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And your first booze of the afternoon. Not happy?
You know, I never could understand why a guy jumps. He's right over the ball. 91 right there. And you know, the thing they say that we heard from the Cardinals camp was that the Lions always go on the second hut. So you're going to see a varied snap count from Dave Craig early on.
So a 1st and 5 off the penalty. That's Samuels in motion. Hurst on the pitch. Trying to get outside and does. Strong run. He's got the first down, knocked out of bounds by Tracy Hayworth. Let's take a look at the Arizona offense. Craig, his 16th year in the league, benched last week in the second quarter after throwing his second interception. The offensive line with some new faces, including former Pro Bowler Devon Love from the Steelers. Hurst is the workhorse running back. Moore, the former Jet. Sanders, the rookie out of Auburn. Larry Centers is checked in. Centers great out of the backfield. So a 1st and 10. That's Centers in motion. Hurst goes the other way this time. Cuts back inside and quickly brought down. Henry Thomas forced him to make the move. A little extracurricular activity down on the field.
Luther Ellis, awful bold for a rookie.
Here's the Lions defensive line. Thomas, of course, the former Pro Bowler from the Vikings, heads that list. Solid linebacking crew led by Spielman and Mike Johnson, 2 strong veterans. And the secondary, Benny Blades at strong safety this year, and the former Giant Corey Raymond getting the start at cornerback. 2nd down and 9. Wendell Gaines, tight end in motion. Craig quickly thrown down for a loss. Robert Porcher on the sack.
Johnson right here, the linebacker, he causes all the problem. He's going to come in here, but they don't see Porcher as a result of it. They're so busy trying to pick up. Look at that. Nobody even blocks Porcher. And that's going to be the problem, the challenge for this offense. When they bring a guy in for the blitz, everybody's got to know who they got. Clearly, that was a mix-up in the offensive line, and those are the kind of things that keeps Dave Craig from getting on track.
Craig trying. He's had struggles in the first couple of games. 3rd and 14. 3 wide receivers in the game, more flags. Tracy Scroggins is pointing to one of the Cardinals. Boy, they are aggressive on the defensive line early. There might only be about 56,000, but they're plenty loud early on.
You know, you see so much fighting going on down there. They're talking about the play right now. I think the question is, when Greg put his hands up, he put his hands over his ears to try to hear the coach, the quarterback communication device. Let's listen.
Game on the offense prior to any movement. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
So 2 penalties already on this drive.
You see Craig put his hands up. I think he's trying to tell the umpire there that he can't hear the call. He can't make the calls. He can't hear back there.
And Ernest Dye jumping a little bit early. Buddy Ryan a little concerned with an offense that has struggled. 3rd and 19. Craig, quick drop, fires, incomplete, intended for Sanders. Broken up. Ryan McNeil out there. Scroggins with good pressure.
You know what's unique about that play? Scroggins is a down lineman. You're going to watch him fall out on this play. He's right here. Watch what he does. Right on the end there. He comes back out. He fakes the blitz or the rush and comes back out and makes the play. Oh, you want to talk about having talent. A guy that can rush and also come back out and has the feet to play in the secondary.
Jeff Fiegels will punt. Johnny Morton is back. Beautiful high kick. Morton has signaled for a fair catch. And the Lions with some good field position. Excellent defensive sequence. Nice punt, however. 44 yards, no return. Detroit will take over at their own 39.
Huggins right here. He's going to fake the blitz. And this is what really confuses Craig. He doesn't rush. He's in the zone. He's playing a strong safety. And he's a guy who makes the breakup. And Scroggins was a linebacker last year, just moved to defensive line. You're going to see more of that. Anything to give Craig a different look.
Excellent quickness from Scroggins, so they'll take over. The Lions will. 1st and 10, their own 39. Mitchell to Sanders. Sanders gets away from one tackle, has some room outside. Alexander runs him out of bounds, but not before a strong gain again from Sanders, who broke a tackle. Bankston couldn't bring him down.
It's all about vision. It's all about the cutback. You're going to see the 8-man front, if we can freeze it here. Everything's going to start down this way. Barry's going to come this way, see everything, and work back around. But I want you to watch the amount of white shirts that are on the right side of the football. And catching right there, Seth Joyner gets caught up right there. They missed the tackle. You can't let this guy get outside like that. And look at the strength with the stiff arm there. A lot stronger, a lot quicker than he looks.
13-yard pickup. Mitchell play action, fires downfield, incomplete, intended for Herman Moore. Anias Williams in the vicinity.
Looking at the points here, spreading out that defense will help Barry get some room in there to make those moves, kind of like you just saw last there. Thomas and Cunningham, that's going to be key inside. Cunningham is going to have to hold his water and avoid having to get a double team to handle Thomas. On the other side there, you know, the Minnesota game, they're going to have to tackle right as far as Arizona is concerned. And what I mean by tackling Barry right, back off and catch him. And Simmons and Brown's going to be key also on that left side pass rush.
Mitchell fumbles a snap, the quick whistles and flags all over the place once again. A little sloppy at the line of scrimmage for both teams early on. Mitchell, of course, played 9 games last year, then got hurt, and Craig took over. Did very well as a starter for the Lions. 5-2, led them into the playoffs.
False start prior to the snap, number 19, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
See, that's called goosing the center. He gooses him. He's expecting the ball, but the ball came out of count late. Center and quarterback not on the same page. Those are just the little things that make you 0-2. You know,
absolutely.
They're never big things. They're just little things like that.
3 penalties already.
That put you in 2nd and 15 instead of a 2nd and 10 situation.
Mitchell back to throw again, under pressure. Quick drop to Sanders. Sanders has some room ahead of him. Keeps going close to a 1st down. Had some good blocking ahead of him as well. Lutz with a beautiful block. Seth Joyner finally on the tackle.
I want you to watch the way the pass influenced the linemen to come in. All these offensive line, watch this. They're going to just hold for a second, and then leak out. Look, they're starting to leak out right there to the left. And you got to think, as a defensive lineman, if they're letting me come in this easy, something's up. Lutz right there gets a pretty good block on Seth Joyner. And that's the danger, having that man out in the open field. You're going to see a lot of that today. Just some dump-offs, anything to get away from that 8-man front.
3rd and 1. And again, whistles as both sides doing a lot of jumping. Crowd wanting a penalty thrown on Bankston for hitting Sanders after the whistle.
False start prior to the snap, number 71, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Make that penalty number 4. So Zephyrus Moss on that infraction. At least they're taking turns on the offensive line.
Yeah, well, you know, Zephyrus, he's a good lineman, but the rap on him is that he just needs to take some reps. So he missed the last 5 games last season. Had to get knee surgery and still recovering from it, not 100%. You know, so both the tackles for this team are not all there.
So instead of that 3rd and 1, you see a 3rd and 6. Mitchell has a little bit of time now, flushed out of the pocket. He's got the 1st down and more. Mitchell runs out of bounds. Aeneas Williams would have hit him, but Mitchell the smart play. Right now, let's go to a McDonald's game break. Back to our Hollywood studios and James Brown.
Hey, Mike, good-looking run by Scott Mitchell there. Take a look at Jim Everett, 3rd and 1 from his own 30. Pumps and finds Quinn Early, who beats Terry Taylor, blows by the secondary. 70-yard TD. Saints on top, 7-3. Let's take it back to Detroit. Mike and Ron.
Well, I tell you what, New Orleans trying to turn it up a notch this year.
Big play there.
Big plays, yeah.
Mitchell with a 9-yard pickup for the 1st down. Corey Schlesinger in motion. Sanders, a reverse to Perryman. Perryman has room outside. He cuts in. Flag is thrown. He's run out of bounds at about the 24. Brent Alexander ran him out, but again, another penalty marker. Boy, Wayne Fonts has got to be furious with all these penalties here in the 1st. That's their 5th. Although he looks pretty calm.
Holding, offense number 30, 10-yard penalty, spot of the foul, still 1st down.
Yeah, that's Schlesinger. The rookie out of Nebraska. He gets a hold there. Look here, 30 right there. There he is. Let's see if we can pick up the hold. The play action, the fake reverse does a good job. And you can see everybody downfield. They're still waiting on the pass. I kind of thought that Perryman might throw that football. Look at it again. Let's see if we can see the hold. Schlesinger to the left there. Look at the play action. Look at all the white shirts on the other side of the ball. Wilson does a pretty good job of chasing from the backside. I mean, you're talking about a guy 295 chasing a 180-pound receiver.
Sanders falls down, has time to get up, try to get outside, and run out of bounds by Alexander. Good pursuit. Patrick Hunter also forced him outside. You know, 2nd and long coming up.
A lot's been said about this man here, but I don't think too much has been said on how you tackle Barry Sanders. I think the best way to tackle Barry Sanders is to run up to him, get about 5 yards from him, and stop and slide. You got to catch him. You can't attack him. Look at that move right there. I mean, I've seen him stay on his feet, but Barry is going to make 2 guys miss at all times. He runs away from Irving. He runs away from Clyde back upfield. Just an exceptional athlete.
2nd and 15. Mitchell fires cross. He's got Herman Moore close to a 1st down. Taken out at about the 25. Aeneas Williams pushes him out. Good hookup between Mitchell and Moore.
What did Herman Moore tell us yesterday? Yeah, you know, if we lose this game, we just won't be in a hole. We'll be in a crater.
An 0-3 crater with San Francisco coming here next week. But they've started off, they've moved the football. Penalties have just killed them.
And he's got that big height advantage. You know, he's going against Aeneas, who is one of the premier corners in the league, but Aeneas is 5'10", and Moore is 6'3". You got to figure sooner or later that ball's going to go downtown and up in the air where you can jump for it over Aeneas.
3rd and 1 once again. Mitchell quick drop, connects, and Perryman thrown down, and that's going to be enough for the 1st down. Lorenzo Lynch with the tackle.
Yeah.
Well, critics call it suspenseful, exhilarating, and terrifying. Get ready. You're just 5 days away from the season premiere of the program that's become more than just a television show. It's a national phenomenon. The X-Files, Friday at 9, 8 Central, right here on Fox. So another first down for the Lions. Ball at the Cardinals 19. Sanders cuts inside again. Barry Sanders smells the end zone, but comes up a little short. Lorenzo Lynch with a nice tackle.
The eyes, the moves of Barry Sanders. Watch here. Everybody's going to come this way. It's going to form a cup. But the lane's going to be here. And I want you to watch the way they block the backside. Check out 29, Lorenzo Lynch. He gets caught up in the chase. He's done. But look at the block right there on Clyde Simmons. That's just enough to give him room to get through.
First and goal from the 6. Sanders again. Bankston tackles him around the ankles. Gets up to about the 4.
Mike, we can't show enough replays of this guy. Irving takes a shot, and I would bet $100 that he's going to knock him out, knock the ball loose. Watch Irving coming through at 56. Look at this. He gets tripped up at the last minute by Glover, but to be able to see that. Glover, that's cagey by Glover, the center there. He saw Irving coming through there and sticks that leg out.
Irving saying what happened. Second and goal at the 4. Mitchell, quick throw. Incomplete. Perryman, the intended receiver. Patrick Hunter there on the coverage.
See, this is the high pressure area of the field, of course. You get in this red zone, especially for Detroit. Yeah, they moved the ball all up and down the field here last week against Minnesota, but they couldn't get the thing in the red zone, and mistakes killed them. Turnovers, all that kind of stuff. You can see Wayne there. I hope people can't read lips very well.
He passes Monty Clark today in that record. So a third and goal at the 4. 3 wide receivers. Sanders in motion. Throws to the end zone. Incomplete, intended for Herman Moore. Aeneas Williams right there on the coverage.
Great job of coverage by Aeneas Williams. I mean, here's a guy that I think is one of the top 3 corners in the league. Doesn't get the press for it, but he plays like it. Watch the way he shuts down Herman right beyond the end zone, right beyond the goal line, right there. And that's all fair contact. That's all fair. They weren't beyond the 5-yard rule. That's all fair contact. Good play. Got something on him, just a little bump, knowing that Herman is taller. And he takes away that height advantage, and it's an even playing field.
Jason Hansen on for a 21-yarder. Moore, in fact, told us he feels Williams is one of the top 3 corners in the league. And the Lions come away with 3. They get on the board first. They've moved the football well, and with 1:19 remaining here on the first at the Silverdome. Lions on top 3-0. Detroit Lions with the early lead, 3-0 off of Jason Hansen 21-yard field goal. Hansen back on for the kick. And here's your scoring drive. They had first and goal at the 6, but couldn't punch it in. Ryan Terry is back. Terry, the rookie out of Iowa. Walk-on in college, a free agent in the NFL. Buddy Ryan loves his return ability. And he's going nowhere. So Hansen does his job with a field goal and the kickoff. And Arizona will take over at their own 20-yard line. Pontiac Silverdome, 2 winless teams. Lions with the early lead. Arizona Cardinals will start at their own 20-yard line. They trail 3-0. Aeneas Williams made some good plays to prevent a touchdown. Great defense on Herman Moore.
You know, very rarely do the coordinators call down to get you on that phone to say anything good. Perryman was on the phone just a while ago. It's usually something bad. You know, like, watch this and look out for that. They never call you on the phone to say, good job, that was good. It's always something bad.
It's tough on game day for those coaches.
Get somebody to answer for you and say, he's not available right now.
Tell him I'm busy. Hurst and Samuels again, the setbacks. That's Samuels in motion. And Porsche, again, a little too quick.
You know, that's just what the Cardinals told us this week. The Lions always go on the second count up front.
Number 91, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So Dave Craig, I mean, he's a veteran. He's been around. He's given them that first big hut And then that second real loud hut, and they're taking it.
Porcher already has a sack, but he's also got 2 penalties.
The hook with the worm is coming out of Porcher's mouth right now. Turling, the defensive line coach, starting to sweat over all those jumping off sides there. He didn't like that.
1st and 5. A little confusion there from Arizona.
They better hurry up. This clock is winding down. He might have to call a timeout.
Craig just gets it off. Hurst goes absolutely nowhere. Porcher, among many Lions, in on the stop.
Oh, that's all Thomas there. Henry Thomas coming over from Minnesota. As you see, the aggression's coming out from 2 0-2 teams. Each knows they got to have a win. Thomas just comes through the middle. You know, the key here, that we talked about on the Pitts points, Cunningham, the center, 79, and Redmond, 60. They are going to have to keep him out of your middle. And if you double team him, if Cunningham's having trouble, you double team him, that's one less guy to protect the quarterback and one less guy to block on running plays. So it's important you block him man to man.
2nd down and 5. Again, another flag. Garrison Hurst maybe picks up a yard. Chris Spielman quickly in on the stop. Penalty markers have been all over the field here in the 1st quarter.
Hey, stay there. What you got?
See, that's Tierlink there, the D-line coach for the Lions. He's got those guys crowding that ball, getting a little bit of the point, a little into the neutral zone, trying to take advantage of the pass rush. But that was a perfect example, as we look at Tierlink there, of not being able to block Thomas with one man, and therefore you're short a blocker when it comes to the run.
He's worked up a sweat already.
Offsides, defense number 97. 5-yard penalty, still be 2nd down.
Tracy Scroggins this time responsible. Well, they still offer words of encouragement despite penalties.
Scroggins right there. He's going to be the one. He just takes that jump right there. And you look at the double team. See, Redmond, he's so worried about keeping Thomas out. He's late getting out on Spielman. And that's who makes the tackle. If you got to double team somebody, you're going to have a problem. Offensive coaches want to trade 1 for 1, not 2 for 1.
2nd down and 1. Cardinals moving the ball, but only on penalties. Hurst again, and he's got the 1st down. Fumble the ball a little bit, but they'll still recover and move the chains. So Garrison Hurst with a strong run.
Boy, there's a lot of trash talking going on here.
And that'll do it. 1st quarter is complete here at the Pontiac Silverdome. Lions on a 21-yard Jason Hanson field goal have the early lead.
For the Cardinals.
Dave Atkins, the offensive coordinator, hoping to get Dave Craig on track. Good field position, 1st and 10. At their own 37, but they've moved the football because of Lion penalties. Craig, quick screen. Larry centers, and he is quickly brought down. Look for a loss. Willie Clay in on the stop. Now let's go back to Hollywood for McDonald's Game Break. Here's JB.
All right, Mike. Brett Favre had an impressive opening drive for Green Bay. 5 of 6. He capped it with that touchdown strike to Mark Ingram. It is still 7-0 Green Bay in the 2nd. Back to Mike and Ron.
The defensive line has played very aggressive for the Lions.
I tell you, you know, I think the Giants need some of those defensive linemen. Not looking good for the Giants so far.
Giants also looking for their 1st win. As are these 2 teams, 2nd and 13 on the loss. Big pressure. Hurst knocked down. Michael Johnson, one of the first in the backfield. But a flag on the play. Tracy Hayworth also with the initial hit.
Gaines pulls out early, number 89 for the Cardinals.
False start prior to the snap, number 89. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
You know, Gaines rocked back like he was trying to get Craig's attention. He'll be right here. Check him out. He's going to raise up just a little bit early. He should have picked up and gone in motion and sat down. Maybe he could have gotten away with it.
These are the times you're in your week 3 these type of penalties have to stop by now.
Oh, they should have stopped by the last preseason games. That's what you play 4 preseason games for. That's why you go to camp for 4 weeks, so you don't make mistakes like that.
2nd and 18. Again, pressure. Terry Samuels on the reception, and he's quickly run out of bounds. Tracy Hayward, or checked out Mike Johnson on the tackle. Craig trying to get things going. It's a tough position in Arizona quarterback.
I tell you, it's a tough position, and you don't stay around very long. In fact, you know, we were just talking about this yesterday, and you brought up the great point, Mike. The last stability, real stability they had at quarterback was probably Lomax back in '90. And if you look at those numbers there, it's just been a revolving door.
And Craig's rating is the lowest in the NFL. 4 wide receivers have come into the game now for Arizona on this 3rd and 11. Out of the shotgun. Craig steps up. He has centers wide open, decides not to throw it. And Tracy Scroggins with the sack. Second sack of the game for the Lions.
Scroggins checking out the replay on the screen. Usually a quarterback's got about 1,003 seconds to throw the football. 1,002, 1,003, it's got to come out. This is a coverage sack. He's got the time. He's got a clear line of vision down the field, but that's Scroggins. Remember, he was a linebacker. So to show that kind of speed right there, that's nothing but a plus for the Lions.
Greg Davis gets off another nice kick. Johnny Morton is back.
Oh, what a lot of
down.
guts for Johnny Morton to take that ball.
42-yard punt from Fiegels. And the Lions will take over. They lead 3-0 early here in the 2nd quarter.
Special teams as Johnny Morton returns that kick there. You know, he says the biggest thing we miss on this team is not so much Dave Craig, but Mel Gray. Of course, Mel Gray. And he said that's the one guy that I really wish we could have kept.
Mel Gray, the Pro Bowler. Buddy Ryan certainly not happy with the early going.
We asked Buddy yesterday if he was happy with the calls that were coming down between Matt Cavanaugh, the quarterback's coach, and Dave Atkins, the offensive coordinator. He said, "Are you kidding me? Yeah, I'm happy. If I wasn't, I would have fired them both a long time ago." Boy, it's always hard to figure out what Buddy really means. If Buddy could just work on being more
unsportsmanlike conduct on the kicking team, number 83. He went out of bounds and failed to come back in bounds. It's a 15-yard penalty. Re-kick, 4th down.
Yeah, that's part of the new rule this year. He was one of the flyers. If he runs down, if you get knocked out of bounds, you can't keep running all the way out of bounds and then come back on the field. Because what was happening is you get guys like Steve Tasker, the great special teamer up in Buffalo, and Elbert Shelley. They were running down, get knocked out of bounds, and hey, it's more room to run. He'll be at the top of the screen, right about there. Now he's just running out of bounds. You can't even see him. That's Anthony Edwards, because he's running behind the players. Look at that. Look at there he comes right there. That's a great defense, would you say?
That's one way to avoid being blocked. Fiegels this time with a poor punt. Morton signals for a fair catch, and the Lions again will have good field position. They'll start at their own 41. But again, a flag on the play. This is getting ridiculous. 39-yard punt, but let's see what this one is. Ineligible downfield.
I can't get over that guy running. Anthony Edwards running all the way. He ran 40 yards behind the bench. Guy's over there having a Gatorade. He's got to be wondering, what are you doing?
He's lucky he's his own bench.
Ineligible downfield on the kicking team, number 50. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 4th down.
Well, Fiegels will get another chance. That was not a good punt last time.
That's merit.
But it was also not a good snap.
Poor Johnny Morton. I mean, how many punts can he field and how many more kicks?
So Fiegels back at his own goal line.
Oh, man. This has turned out to be a pretty good deal for the Lions.
Morton is back at his own 43. Another low snap. Eagles handles it well, and this one gets off a beautiful kick. Morton backtracking all the way back at his own 29. Has a little bit of room.
He's going to get a block.
Still going, Johnny Morton. And finally brought down at about the 45. 16-yard return. Oscar McBride on the tackle. 56-yard punt. So Eagles makes up for it.
Johnny's showing a little of that SC flash. One of the leading receivers in SC history. Good to have him back there. I know Wayne's happy about that.
Sunday is brought to you by Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. By Warner Brothers' new motion picture, Assassins, starting Friday, October 6th at a theater near you. And by Aflac, insuring over 38 million people worldwide.
Beautiful sailing weather on the Detroit River. That's the Ambassador Bridge in the background. A little windy today, so appropriate for the sailing.
Very nice indoors, of course.
Lions good field position. At their own 45, they lead 3-0. Sanders maybe gets a yard before he's pushed back. Chadwick Brown on the stop. Tell you about next week. Most of you will see a Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. Bears battle the Rams. The Cardinals will take on the Cowboys. Plus other exciting regional action. It all begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Check local listings for the game and time in your area. Sanders, 10 carries, 46 yards thus far. Picked up one on that play, so a 2nd and 9. Sanders again has a big hole and comes close to the first down, a couple of yards short. Host of Cardinals in on the stop, and some extra pushing after the whistle once again.
That's a hazardous job, that umpire behind there. He steps up into all that traffic all the time. Watch the block here. It'll be the center, Glover. Watch the block he makes there, the double team on Redmond. That's the key. That's on Banks, and the double team there, that enables Barry to see everything, get the first down. I mean, that's easy. That was really too easy. It shouldn't be that easy down inside.
Certainly
I got to believe they're missing Swan.
Oh, absolutely. He's so strong and such a leader. Mitchell on a play action, flushed out, fires. Herman Moore, did he get it? They say yes. First down, Lions.
Oh, great job of coming back to the football there. The play action really wasn't that successful. Look at the eyes. Look at the drive. He's trying to sell you on the go route. Do you believe it? I believe it. Aeneas Williams doesn't. He makes a comeback. Just trips a little bit. Woo! I don't know. I don't know. That's iffy. That's iffy. I don't think so. I see the tip of that ball hitting the ground there. What do you think, Mike?
I think they give the Pro Bowlers the benefit of the doubt. So another first down for the Lions. Mitchell again fires downfield. Perriman's got it and a lot of room. Perriman, touchdown, Detroit. "39-yard hookup, and the Lions go up 9-0.
Perriman right there in the slot. He's just going to push inside, but there's nobody in the middle. They had the blitz on. One of the safeties is supposed to stay back. Aeneas Williams, it's going to look bad on film and on the highlights on the news, but he's doing a good job just to get over there. That's a coverage breakdown.
Hunter worried so much about Herman Moore, and Perriman wide open. Hanson on for the extra point. And the Lions have been impressive. They have struggled a bit offensively, but Mitchell and Perriman connect. And Detroit has a 10-0 lead here in the second quarter. And a 10-0 lead here early in the second quarter.
Yeah, that's good for Perriman. He's kind of been the second guy all the time here. You know, you got Herman Moore on the other side. He's more the prototype receiver. But when they had the run and shoot going on here in the early 80s, Perriman was really a part of it. He was an inside receiver guy, and a lot of people didn't know if he could play outside, but he's proven he can step up and become a good outside perimeter receiver.
Hanson to kick off. Ryan Terry at his own 9. Terry cuts back in. He's got a hole. Flag thrown on the play. Still going. Finally brought down at about the 32-yard line. Ron Rivers on the tackle, but penalty markers again litter the field. A 21-yard return, but let's see what the call is. Well, Coleman's going to have to join the announcing union. He's been on so much.
You better send him down a throat lozenge too. Somebody check his mic to make sure it's working.
Our referee this afternoon, a former defensive back at Arkansas.
Well, see, now, if that was the case when I was playing, I'd send him out a couple drinks and a sandwich and a hot dog. I'd really butter him up before the game.
So we'll go against 2 penalties. 2 defensive backs always stick together.
I'd say, hey, now, don't forget where you came from.
Neither coach has to be happy with all the penalties.
We have fouls on both teams. We have offsides on the kicking team. By rule, that penalty's declined. We have holding on the return team, number 52. That penalty is enforced. First down.
So Cardinals will take over, but deep in their own territory at the 15. Dave Craig trying to get something going. Last year certainly did it with the Lions. 5-2 as a starter. Also played with Kansas City before that. This is 3rd team in 3 years. That's not easy for a quarterback.
Oh, he talked about it. He said he never wanted to leave the places he's been. Okay, and it was always a money thing, always a free agency thing. You know, numbers game, fitting people in.
He's going to be 37 years old next month. Out of the now extinct Milton College. Played NAIA ball in college and has had a very long and productive career in the NFL. Craig to throw on first down under pressure. Incomplete. Chris Spielman tipped it. Wendell Gaines, the intended receiver, but Spielman was right with him.
You know, I got the impression of talking to Dave Craig last night, even as a veteran, he's putting a lot of pressure on himself. Well, anyway, here's a guy that's doing it right today. Watch the play action and what it does to the white shirt. Stop it right here. Look at Jax. Look at the linemen. Look at Lorenzo Lynch. They're all on this side of the ball. They really have no idea whether it's run or pass. 46 Alexander right there. He makes the mistake. He bites up on that play action. He should have been deep in that hole to prevent that pass.
And, you know, looking at it again, that was a nice catch for Perriman. Ball was thrown behind him.
Yeah.
And Craig's going to have to call a timeout. This offense is out of sync, no question about it.
Perriman hit that end zone. He got all kind of water and stuff dumped on him. That's your reward for getting in the end zone, I guess. Fan throws a beer on you.
10-0 Lions lead here on the second. Quarter coordinator Dave Atkins not happy with the start for them this afternoon. This is a team, Arizona, that had the fewest touchdowns in the NFL all last year, and they have not turned it around so far in 95.
You know, I want to clear up one thing for our viewers on that last kickoff, the 2 penalties. The referee said that one was being not taken by rule. Well, the lesser of the 2 penalties will be discarded, and that was the offsides by the Lions, so they took the 15-yarder against the Cardinals.
That's why the Cardinals deep in their own territory. 2nd and 10. Craig under pressure. Porcher with his 2nd sack of the game. 3rd for the Lions this afternoon.
It's a matchup problem. Look at this. You got Spielman up here. You got Johnson there. You can't block everybody. And Porcher comes through. Somebody's going to get through. It's just a matchup problem. The only thing you can do in that situation is call what is called a hot read and hopefully get the ball out fast. But they were in so fast, I don't think Craig had a chance.
Porcher, a 1st-round pick in 92, had 8.5 sacks in 93. Slipped to only 3 last year, but he's got 2 this afternoon. 3rd and 16. Craig in the shotgun. And Centers can't hold on to the football. You know things are going poorly when Larry Centers can't catch it.
Yeah, you're right. You know, it's best that he didn't catch it because that would have been a lot of -5-yard gain.
And Buddy Ryan and his Arizona Cardinals confused. Our Aflac trivia question for today. Which former Cardinal shares the NFL record of interceptions in 7 straight games. We'll have the answer coming up shortly as Jeff Fiegels once again on to punt. Deep in his own end zone. Johnny Morton is back to receive. Fiegels, another beautiful kick. And they're going to let it go out of bounds, but it just goes a little bit off. Lions will get excellent field position once again.
Yeah, you know what? Edwards has got a right to fight on that one. McNeil is completely wrong. He took a cheap shot on Edwards. He was clearly out of bounds.
40-yard kick. Beautiful hang time. And some frustrations of 2 0-2 teams showing a little bit, although the Lions certainly playing well early on today.
Yeah, well, the frustrations are okay to show, but when you're the team at home, it seems like you're able to vent a little bit more.
Sunday is brought to you by Porsche. There is no substitute.
Detroit's Cobo Hall, and one of the all-time great boxers, former heavyweight champ Joe Louis, hometown hero here in Detroit, out in front.
I think Johnny Morton was a little Joe Louis on that last kickoff there. I thought that was McNeil. He's the one who went over and took the cheap shot.
Both teams have had a little scraps after the whistle. Sanders on first down. Gets about maybe 3 yards on the pickup. Chadwick Brown, Garth Jackson on the tackle.
See, I was wrong. This is Morton. He's right there. He's going to come over. The ball is well out of bounds. Edwards is slowing down, and you know, it kind of looked like Johnny just had to slow down and really, but he gave him that shoulder. You got to watch those SC guys. I'm telling you.
Spoken like a true Bruin. Ron Pitts, the great player at UCLA. 2nd down and 7. Sanders again has a little bit of a hole and manages to get close to the first down, a little bit short. Lorenzo Lynch on the tackle. And now we'll give you our answer to our trivia question, our Affleck trivia question. What former Cardinal shares the NFL record of interceptions in 7 straight? Hall of Famer Larry Wilson, back in 1966, shares the record with Ben Davis and Paul Krause. What a career Larry Wilson had with the Cardinals. These Cardinals struggling, though, here this afternoon. Just under 8 minutes remaining in the second. They're down 10-0. And Lions again in territory of the Cardinals. Sanders, no gain that time. Quickly brought down Brett Alexander, the initial hit of the backfield.
Let's see if we can recognize when Barry sees the blitz. Alexander's going to come on the left side. You think he doesn't see something coming? Wow. And let's give credit to Alexander. One of the few guys that can make an open field one-on-one tackle against Barry Sanders.
Excellent defense that time from Arizona.
Great shot that time.
Mark Royals into punt, little pressure. Anthony Edwards back to receive. And doesn't get the bounce that Edwards wanted. And quickly, Tony Semple down there to help out, as was Antonio London, and the Cardinals once again with poor field position to start off. I want to remind you about next week. Most of you will see a Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. The Bears will battle the Rams, plus the Cardinals take on the Cowboys, plus other exciting regional action. All begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Check local listings for the game and time in your area.
You know, I don't see any spark in the Cardinals right now. I was looking at that defense out there walking around. There's no spark. There's no flair. They got to get out of that doldrum and wake up and say, hey, we're 0-2. We got to come out of here with a win.
And they wanted to establish the run, but they're down early. Garrison Hurst with a big hole.
There it is.
It gets up to about the 18. Benny Blades on the tackle.
Well, as you can see, the Cardinals' first 3 possessions somewhat dismal at best. And look at the field position. That's the key. You know, twice they're starting sub-20. It's hard to operate down there.
Dave Atkins.
Yeah, you're worried about staying out of your end zone for safety.
2nd and 4. Hurst again, cuts around and quickly brought down. Michael Johnson on the stop.
Oh, Porsche makes this play. He doesn't make the tackle, but he makes the play. I want you to watch him. He's inside right here. Watch the way he swims over the top. Duval Love does a good job of keeping him back inside, but that makes Hurst bounce outside. And the tackle there, but that's just a good move by Porsche. And now those are two guys. You talk about two good matchups, Porsche and Love. Porsche's working against a guy who's a Pro Bowler. He's one of the best in this business.
Porsche with 2 sacks already. 3rd and 4. 4 wide receivers. Craig complete. Mark Dowdell's got the first down and more, taken out at about the 30-yard line. So Craig comes up with a big 3rd down play. They'll move the chains for Arizona.
Hey, when you're a Pro Bowler, you get mad when a guy might take you inside. Watch Duval Love right there, 67. You think he forgot about that last play? Watch what he does to Porsche here. That's just a little payback. Saying, I don't appreciate you swimming me inside like that on that last play, son. Coming over from Pittsburgh. Boy, he said, it's taking me some time to get used to that heat out there. 110 degrees in practice. He said, I'm not used to that.
Had a great year last year. Craig on first down will throw. Under pressure again, and he's taken down. Tracy Scroggins, his 2nd sack and the 4th of the afternoon for the Lions.
You know, coming into this game, we knew we'd see a lot of blitzing from the Cardinals defense. We didn't know if we'd see a lot from the Lions. And I think it starts inside. You got the double team, a triple team actually, in there with Thomas and Porsche, but Thomas is the one who gets the initial heat. He's the one, he's causing all the problems inside. Scroggins, like we said, talked about the linebacker and the quickness around the outside. If you can't block Thomas, and it takes more than one man, that's color and the quarterback's face right away. Craig has no vision, clear vision down the field.
Scroggins had a sack in week 1. He's got 3 for the year now. Screen pass. Garrison Hurst, a lot of room, and he gets close to the first down, runs that about, he's got it.
Yeah, sometimes you pay the price. As Hurst pays the price getting out from underneath the cables down there.
17-yard pickup. Willie Clay forces him out of bounds, but now Arizona moving it.
Lions bring both the linebackers. They went with it, went to the well once too often. Now I did hit that quick little dump pass. I mean, that's the West Coast offense right there. Look at Garrison's rushing yards. You know, he's the kind of guy who's going to have numbers that really aren't indicative of what he did in the game.
Porsche comes out. Shane Bonham is into the game. Terry Samuels goes in motion on 1st and 10. Garrison Hurst, the workhorse, snuffed after about a 2-yard pickup. Chris Spielman, the initial hit.
Cardinals getting back down into that running game. And this is something they really haven't had a chance to do. I think they've stuck with it early in the game, but when it didn't work, they abandoned it. Now they realize that if we're going to be successful, we got to run it early. And I don't think they have a lot of plays. Garrison does a good job of running inside tough, but this will set up the play action. Look for that real soon. Here's a good play action down, too, 2nd and 7.
A little over 3 minutes to go.
He's checking at the line.
Scroggins getting a little over anxious. Garrison Hurst has the first down and more. Breaks a tackle. And Benny Blades finally throws him out of bounds, but not before a big pickup. Ryan McNeil missed him. And Garrison Hurst with a first down. 20-yard pickup.
The pressure here, you can see Thomas right there. He's on a slant. He's going to come. The pressure's going to be inside. And on this side, the hole is going to open up right here. That's a good call by Craig. He got the tight end to go in the opposite direction, the influence, and they brought it back on the other side. Good block that time by Love and Redmond.
Cardinals could use the momentum going in at halftime. You see your time remaining. Got the ball now at the line, 35. Hurst again, and backs in for a few yards. Chris Spielman slows him down.
I think they're taking a rest down there right now. Spielman, they plugging away. They're starting to run a little bit on this drive. I mean, this is the longest possession they've had of the game so far.
61-year-old Buddy Ryan sees the offense picking up a little bit. A lot because of Garrison Hurst, the 3rd year back out of Georgia. 3rd overall pick back in '93. They feel he could be the centerpiece for the offense for a long time. Injuries slowed him down early. And we've got the 2-minute warning. Lions with a strong start. They lead 10-0 at the Silverdome. Silverdome, the home opener for the 0-2 Lions, has gone well thus far. They lead the Cardinals 10-0. And coming up, the Dockers halftime. Scores and highlights from around the NFL. Plus, you won't want to miss plays of the week. All coming up on the Dockers halftime. We're at the 2-minute mark here in the second quarter.
The Cardinals finally got smart, I think, offensively. We're looking at where Henry Thomas is lined up, and they're running that ball away from him. He cocks in. They call that a Nancy position on the center's nose. It's hard to block him, so they say, okay, let's just run away from him.
2nd and 7. First time they've moved the football here in the first half. Craig looks, fires. Terry Samuels fumbles the ball, and they're going to say incomplete. Incomplete pass. Tracy Hayworth with the big hit to knock it out of Samuel's hands.
Let's see if he had possession. Let's see if he takes a step. That's a fumble. That's a bad call. That is a fumble. He tucks it away, takes a step. That should be Lions ball.
Well, the crowd just saw it on the big screen, and the boos increase, no doubt about it. Samuels had possession of that football. Luther Ellis, the rookie, almost had his first fumble recovery, but instead, the Cardinals have a 3rd and 7. Craig in the shotgun again, under pressure from Porcher, and a whistle. See if they blew it before the play. Going to be a delay of game.
Delay on the offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Oh, that's a killer right there. That is a killer. Now, you know, you had a chance for field goal range. You're still talking about resetting the clock there. You're still talking about a 47, close to 50-yard field goal, but now you're completely out of range, and you've increased your distance for that first down marker.
And look at all those penalties.
I don't think that's good for both sides, and Lions got a couple too.
Yep. 3rd and 12. And Craig in the shotgun. Has some time, fires downfield. Dowdell, then he overthrows him. Robert Massey with good coverage on the play. So a 4th down coming up.
Massey there taking a little bit of a battle going on between Corey Raymond and Robert Massey. His buddy looks on wondering what's happening. Here you go with the field goal. You're talking
55-yard attempt for Greg Davis.
55-yard attempt. Interesting story about Davis.
He hit a 55-yarder back in 1993. That's his career long.
Yeah. It's in his range, but well, that's a long ways. Interesting story about Davis. In high school, he had so much trouble keeping his head down while he kicked that his high school coach took his face mask and he tied it underneath his shoulder pads so he couldn't lift his head up.
Evidently, it worked well.
Yeah.
Well, TV Guide says the new Fox drama Strange Luck is cool and seductive. The X-Files couldn't ask for a better lead-in. Catch a brand new episode of Strange Luck Friday at 8, 7 Central, right before the season premiere of the X-Files.
Yeah, his mother was a physics professor, and she spent time with him teaching him the laws and physics of the aerodynamics of the swing of the kick.
He's been putting work into this for a long time.
Yeah, he's had early training.
Got his first kicking tee at 6 years old for Christmas. Yeah. In his 9th year in the league, out of the Citadel, 55-yarder. Strong kick.
Wow.
And he's got it.
The mistake the Lions made that time, they did not rush at all. They really sat back, and it goes back to the kick that Dempsey made a few years back when he was in New Orleans a long time ago. He made that 63-yarder. Nobody rushed the kicker, and they were playing against the Lions then. Look at this. Do you see any pressure? I don't. No rush at all. One guy getting his hand up. Look at the way he gets that ball up in the air.
It just gets over. Actually had a little room to spare.
Take a look at the rush. You know, they're sitting back and saying, come on, 55 yards, we don't really believe it. Nobody comes from the outside.
And he ties his career long of 55 again, set back in '93. That's also the franchise record. So he ties it there. He had missed a 51-yarder earlier this season, but gets the Cardinals on the board. And even though it's only a field goal, they needed the score.
Yeah. They definitely need to score going down on that one. I just don't think if they don't score there, I just don't see them having the fire to come back out and play well in the second half, because for a while there they were really flat. Maybe this will spark the defense up to stay in the game and make some turnovers and big plays, which is what their forte is.
Davis kicks off. Johnny Morton at his own 6. Slowed down, still going, however. Morton will not go down, still on his feet across the 30, and finally brought down at about the 33. Excellent second effort from Johnny Morton. Terry Hogue in on the stop.
Boy, Davis, the kicker, had to get in on that one. That's how bad that got.
Want to remind you, this game presented by the authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the expressed written consent of the Detroit Lions and the National Football League is prohibited. So just under a minute and a half here in the second quarter. Lions have moved the football very well in the first half. Again, the first time they only came away with a field goal, but they've been able to move the football. Penalties have hurt them.
And they're not sitting on it either. They're trying to go and pass it.
Mitchell fires downfield. Perriman, does he have it? Completion. They say he caught it across midfield. 20-yard pickup. Perriman has that 39-yard touchdown, but he's a little shaken up on the play.
Yeah, the complaint over there on the Cardinals sideline is that he juggled the ball going out of bounds. He had his back turned to us. It's hard to see.
He's had a big day already, and we've only played a half.
Perriman just works up the sideline. Let's see, first of all, if he keeps his feet in, and let's see if he juggles the ball. No way, no way. That is not a catch. He juggled that ball all the way down, never had possession by the time he hit the ground. That should be an incomplete pass.
They talk about you have to have control, but it didn't appear Perriman did, certainly on that replay. But it's going to count, and the ball now at the Cardinal 47. See, Perriman's done the job over the past couple of years. Moore with his career-high 72 last year, and Morton, #1 pick, who's really starting to blossom. That's a real threat for Scott Mitchell.
Yeah, you know, part of that 174, it really has to do with the run and shoot when it was here. Okay, you know, they were throwing all the time, so. But I think Morton is a guy who's going to be important in this offense. He's playing the inside slot receiver in nickel, and I'm not so sure that's his position. I mean, at SC, he was a more down-the-field vertical, what they call X receiver. So, and he even told me yesterday he's not real comfortable inside.
He's got to play second fiddle to Perriman and Moore. First down and 10 off the nice catch. But the officials ruled. Mitchell again to throw. Across the middle. Is it picked off? Terry Hogue's got it. And let's see. They say it hit the ground, an incomplete pass.
See, this is why the Boo Birds come out on Mitchell. You know, if you're going to throw it away, Scott, throw it away. He's got no place to go. He's just getting rid of it. He's got time. I don't know why he hurries his throw. Yeah, Terry made it look good, though.
Definitely incomplete. Carter looked like he went one way. Mitchell perhaps expected him to go the other way.
Anthony Carter, boy, there's a name you haven't heard for a while.
He's the 4th receiver now.
Here comes a blitz.
Flag thrown on the play. And Mitchell just fires it up. Terry Hogue knocks Mitchell down on his back.
They might get the Cardinals for offsides. They were showing 10 men on that line of scrimmage.
That's exactly what it is.
You know, you want to time the blitz up, because that's the only way it's going to work. It's a
offsides, defense number 59. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Now that's Joyner. Joyner's already up there. He's a linebacker. He's closest to us right there. Well, he hears the voice inflection from Mitchell, and he gets the jump. I thought it was Hogue inside, but that was Joyner.
7th penalty on the Cardinals. Both teams with 7 penalties here in the first half. So a 2nd and 5 situation. There's the veteran Joyner. Lions certainly not sitting on the ball in the final couple of minutes here of the first half with their 10-3 lead. Again, Mitchell, quick throw. Perryman has it, lost it, and it's incomplete. Patrick Hunter's strong hit to knock that football out of him.
Nice play by Hunter coming down. Hunter, he had knee surgery just a few weeks before the season opened in training camp. Talking to him last night, he asked him how he's feeling. He said, oh, except for the fact that I got about half my kneecap left. They had to scrape under his kneecap. He said, I feel pretty good. He said, well, what determined when you came out in the field? Did you just feel ready? He said, no. That Buddy came into the training room one day, told the doctor I was healed and ready to go. He said, well, when Buddy says you're healed, you're healed.
No argument there.
He said, I felt better.
He's played well. He's had an interception in each of the first 2 games. His first year with Arizona, former Seattle Seahawk. Want to remind you next week, don't miss America's #1 pregame show. Join Terry Bradshaw, Howie Long, Jimmy Johnson, and James Brown for a full hour of NFL information and entertainment. Beginning at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, right here on Fox Sports. So that one errant throw that Hogue almost picked off, Mitchell has played well here in the first half. They've mixed it up nicely with some Sanders runs. They've been almost exclusively throwing the football on this drive, but Mitchell has played well.
Yeah, but I think it's time to, you got to take a shot at the end zone here, yeah, but you got to be somewhat conservative after that because they want to get in field goal range and not get knocked out of it.
3rd and 5, still over a minute to play here in the first half. Sanders out of the backfield, knocked out of bounds, and he's got the first down. Lorenzo Lynch knocks him out. Sanders had a career-high 9 receptions last week.
Mitchell, last week, he had that phantom spell where he kind of hit the ground, didn't take a hit. Nobody knew what happened to him. He was walking along. He threw the pass, walking along. All of a sudden, he hits the ground. He said, I have no idea what happened. I just got real dizzy. The dome in Minnesota starts spinning. Next thing I know, I'm on the ground. People tell me to take a knee. I got to believe it's far more serious than that. That's not normal.
They did all the tests. Mitchell fumbles a bad snap. Ball is loose. Nobody can pick it up. Still down. And Eric England has recovered for the Arizona Cardinals with still 50 seconds remaining.
Well, like I said, I don't think Mitchell is all there. I think it is far more serious than that. You talk about a big break for the Cardinals. I mean, you're sitting here 50 seconds left. And it's not just a fumble. I mean, that looked like one of those NFL folly deals. The snap is off to the left a little bit. And it almost looked like Mitchell wasn't ready for it. And now the mad scramble comes for the ball. I thought Barry Sanders did something smart there. He didn't jump in to get the football. He stayed on his feet in case somebody picked it up, he could make the tackle. That was a smart play. And then the help was able to get there. England coming up with a big play for the Cards. The Cards have to get points here. May not be a touchdown, but they have to get points here.
They've got a little less than a minute to do it. Craig will throw, pump fake. And he's sacked again. Tracy Scroggins, his 3rd sack here in the first half, and the 5th for the Lions this afternoon.
He wanted to go inside. He wanted to go to Massey. He had the coverage that time on Rob Moore, and Massey just took it away.
Loss of 11, 2nd and 21. Clock moving. Cardinals have 1 timeout remaining. Centers out of the backfield, has it.
He's got to get out of bounds.
Slowed down, finally knocked out of bounds. Michael Johnson pushes him out. Sean Van Horst slowed him down a little bit.
I think that's an area of the field that the Cardinals got to work more. As you look at Dave Atkins right there, the offensive coordinator. Good play call, Ben. The Lions do so much zone. Zone is everywhere. They'll blitz the linebackers every now and then, but they don't take very good care of the flats. They didn't do that last week against Minnesota. That's where they got to go with the football. And that's the man to get it to Centers. 2 years ago, he led the team in receptions.
In fact, the last 2 years, he had 77 receptions in 94. 3rd down and 11. Craig fires, complete. Dowdell. And very close to a first down.
Teerlink there, getting a little bit fired up. He says he watches the Discovery Channel and he teaches all his defensive linemen to block and run and tackle like he sees on a Discovery Channel. He said, just pretend you're an animal in the wild. What did he say about lions? He said the lion hunts unsuccessfully 95% of the time, 85% of the time, but they hunt every day. So in other words, guys, play every day.
This one for Davis, a 41-yarder. He's already kicked one from 55.
Timeout for you.
And Arizona will take their final timeout here in the first half. So despite struggling almost the entire first half, Davis connects on this one. They go in the locker room down 10-6. They've got to be happy with that.
Oh, they got to be happy the way they started out. And, you know, coming into Detroit is not an easy place to play. I think it's underrated in that capacity. It's very loud here. The fans are very active.
It's far from a sellout. This place holds 80,300 plus, and they were about 25,000 short the other day and had a decent walk-up, but they're still about 20,000 short of a sellout. Yet it is the home opener, so the crowd pumped, and certainly the players, especially Tracy Scroggins, 3 sacks already.
Yeah, Tracy, he's using that outside speed from his linebacker days to work on Ernest Dye.
Davis, another good one. 41 yards out.
It's no question. Davis is so on. Now when you go in at halftime, you start doing your game plan and turn your game plan around him, I think. You get down in field goal position and maybe get a little conservative, take a shot, but know that this man is hot today and let him score points for you.
So the Cardinals capitalize on the turnover, on the bad snap that Mitchell fumbled, 32-yard recovery. And although Craig didn't get into the end zone, they've got a couple of field goals after the Lions opened up with 10 straight points.
I don't think with 17 seconds here you go for an onside kick, but knowing Buddy Ryan, anything is possible. I think you kick it away, and if nothing more, make them go 80 yards, 70 yards for the score.
Absolutely nothing impossible with that gentleman. You know, you can say he handles, when he gets booed last week in Philadelphia, handles that stuff well. You can say about a lot of people that they don't care what people think about him, and in most cases it's not true. With Buddy Ryan, it is true.
He really doesn't care.
Johnny Morton at his own 8. Cuts inside, breaks a tackle or two, and finally brought down. Kwame Lassiter in on the stop, and another flag thrown with 9 seconds remaining in the half. 25-yard return from Morton.
That's stupid. You know what? They're going to get a shot. They're going to get Van Malone that time, 39 for the Lions. He takes a shot at Davis that was really unnecessary. He should get Malone. I don't know. Davis threw a punch, but Malone is coming to block the kicker well after the play is down.
Appropriate that this half is going to finish with a penalty.
Personal foul, return team number 39, elbow to the face, 15-yard penalty. First down.
You know, it's stupid. You're sitting here, you're going to get the ball on the 30-yard line, a couple big pass plays, you're going to get yourself in field goal range. You got Malone, he takes a shot at the kicker who's 20 yards away from the pile. For what? What did Buddy say to us yesterday? And this is on the other side of the ball. He said you need guys that are tough and you need guys that are smart, because most of the times you get beat because a guy was not very smart or he's a coward. In that case, a guy was not very smart.
So another penalty, 1st and 10. They're not going to go anywhere here with final seconds, so Mitchell kneels down. The crowd boos, not happy with the way the first half ended. Lions came out strong early. But as the gun sounds here to end the first half, their lead has been cut to 10-6. Although Wayne Fontes has to be happy with the way the offense moved the football.
Yeah, I think he is. And he knows he's got to come out here and they got to score some more points because he's ahead, but that's not enough.
Battle here at halftime at the Silverdome of Pontiac, Michigan. 10-6 the Lions lead. Hi again, everyone. Mike Breen along with Ron Pitts. Lions started off strong early. They moved the football very well, and Scott Mitchell was sharp.
Yeah, he was, and I think the protection was key. You know, when you gamble like Arizona likes to do, you hit the jackpot sometimes, but sometimes you get burned. And they were burned a little bit early, especially in play action.
They jumped out to a 10-0 lead. Greg Davis then kicked a couple of field goals to make it close. But I think Wayne Fontes has got to be happy with the way that the offense is run because it has struggled. It's been very inconsistent.
Well, he's happy that he was able to come back and get on the board. That's what they were happy about, and get on the board early. I think Buddy's pretty happy, too, that he was able to come back and at least get some points on the board and not have to go into halftime completely blank, because I think that would have really wiped this team out. The
first touchdown of the game, the only touchdown of the first half, was a beauty. Scott Mitchell hooking up with Brett Perriman.
Yeah, the play action is the key here. If you check it out, look what the linebackers do. And 46, Alexander, he's supposed to be in the middle of the field right there. And those are the kind of things, like we said earlier, just keep you 0-2. And this is your reward when you get to the sidelines. He gets over there. You know, you think somebody wants to congratulate you? Well, watch this. You get a beer spilt on you.
I don't think Perryman cared all that much because he had a good first half, and again, that was the only touchdown. And then the Lions aggressive on defense. They only had 3 sacks through the first 2 games. They have 5 in the first half.
Yeah, and you know how they're doing it? Thomas is inside, and we call that cock position the Nancy position. What it does, it creates a situation where you got to block him with 2 people. It's real hard. And if you look at the stats here, the sacks is the big key. You know, we think coming into this game that Arizona would have those kind of numbers. And think about Detroit. They've only had 3 sacks in the first 2 games. They've turned it up a notch. Scroggins, he's got 3, and Porsche, he's got 2. The penalties have not helped. The time of possession, of course, is what's in the favor of the Lions right now.
I got to tell you, they've got to find another name than the Nancy position. I just don't think that fits for the NFL. That's Ryan Terry back to receive.
I think that's an old AFC term.
Hansen will kick off. That's Terry back at about his own 8. And Terry cuts inside, quickly brought down. Ron Rivers on a nice special teams tackle.
See, that's the kind of enthusiasm that the Cardinals need to get. And they play it on defense from the 46 when they get the guys together, but you don't see that with the Cardinals on the special teams. You don't see them jumping around there excited. They got to get that back.
Craig has had a tough first half, and if you look at some of the numbers, and I'm not talking about just his passes, in terms of the amount of pressure that has been put on him through the first 2 quarters, Lions have done a great job.
Hurries, yeah, you look at those hurries. That's all about Henry Thomas inside.
Thomas being double teamed, opening it up for Scroggins, who had 3 sacks, and Porsche with 2. They start off at their own 24. Garrison Hurst on the pitch, quickly brought down. Michael Johnson on the stop.
And I was wondering why Thomas wasn't out in the field. He's on the sidelines there, walking along. I'm not sure if he's got an injury or what. But that's good news. Looking at Thomas here, that's good news for Arizona.
Thomas said he feels a little bit of the pressure. He was the man they brought in. He has really played well in the first half, again opening it up for his teammates.
Yeah, but he said it's not the same without John Randall over in Minnesota. He's got to get Porsche kind of whipped into shape.
Mike Wells, who's come in for Thomas. Craig to throw on 2nd down. Larry centers out of the backfield, quickly cut down by Ryan McNeil. Wells short of the first down.
You know, McNeil's got to be careful. That's a good hit, but you got to keep your head up in this business. They say hit, see what you hit. I think got his neck jammed down. He's about an inch shorter. They got to change the media guide. Good flip up the center. We talked about this, getting him the ball. Watch McNeil come in. He just puts his head all the way down, really gets him on the side of the ribs. Good tackle, though. But I got to believe Ryan McNeil's going to have some ice on his shoulder by tonight.
Now in his 3rd year. Thomas is back in the game. He's got a quad injury, but he just reported back in. Craig under some pressure again. Spillman. No, Mike Johnson on the sack. That is the 6th sack of the afternoon.
Johnson, 59. He's coming right inside, right there. There he is. And once again, it's a protection. It's a matchup problem. They got a man for everybody, a hat for everybody, but they couldn't account for one guy. I mean, those are the kind of problems that the Cardinals 46 is supposed to give people with the 8-man front, but now it's the Lions that are giving them problems.
Fiegels with another beautiful high kick. Morton fields it at his own 34 and steps out of bounds after scampering for about 3 yards. 52-yard punt for Fiegels. And Dave Craig certainly frustrated. He just can't get anything going because somebody's always in his face. Cardinals trailing 10-6 early here, third quarter at the Silverdome.
By Coors Light, shipped cold to preserve the clean taste of the Rockies. Coors Light, tap the Rockies. By Volkswagen, on the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. Drivers want it. By Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires. And by Mylanta, the antacid doctors recommend most. My doctor said Mylanta.
One of the nice tour boats on the Detroit River. That's the view from the Canadian side of the river. First down and 10 for Scott Mitchell and the Lions. They lead 10-6. Barry Sanders quickly brought down. Michael Bankston right in there on the stop. Garth Jacks also helping out.
Bankston filling in down there for Swan. Now they consider Bankston right now on the field their best defensive lineman. He's really number 2 behind Swan. And I think he's done a solid job in there, but it's not the same as having Swan because he's not making the plays in the backfield that Swan can make.
Mitchell to throw on 2nd and 9. Complete to Sanders out of the backfield. He's got the first down, and he's across midfield.
I don't think the Lions want to run the football inside that much with Barry Sanders. I think they want to use that to set up for the quick tosses to Barry, the quick throws in the flat, and the play action for Herman Moore. And we've seen more Barry in the zones out in the field receiving than we have the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, he caught 9 catches last week, and they've gone to him quite a bit this week. He's got 3 already. He's also run for 60 yards on 15 carries. Mitchell, play action. Complete again to Perryman. He breaks a tackle. And finally brought down at the 29. Patrick Hunter missed him as Perryman gets the first down.
Once again, we talked about the play action. Nice job on the play action. Watch what it does to the white shirts. And when you fake to give this man the ball, look at Irvin 56 down in there. He just knows that Barry's got the ball. And it's just pitch and catch. I mean, that's like working against air there.
19-yard pickup. Ball all the way down to the Cardinal 29. Corey Schlesinger in motion. Sanders cuts in and gains a few.
You know, for some guys that are supposed to be hurt and not really playing together and the timing off, that left side of the line with Lomas Brown and Compton and Glover, they're doing a pretty good job pushing on the Cardinals' front four.
Sanders, we mentioned last week what he did. He caught 44 passes last season. It's something that they know can make him so much more dangerous. Mitchell, as you mentioned, seems to really like to throw it to him. 2nd and 7. Sanders not a lot of room, has to cut back. Breaks another tackle. Sanders has got plenty of room. Finally brought down at the 5. Lorenzo Lynch brought him down. He broke a tackle. Clyde Simmons couldn't bring him down. And a 21-yard pickup for Barry Sanders.
There is nothing that stops Barry Sanders. 3 men cannot stop Barry Sanders. Look at this play. All right, now right here, how does he stop it? We can stop it here. How does he see things coming back the other way? How does he know that? I mean, just great instinct. There's no way Clyde is going to make this tackle. I'm telling you, it takes 3 guys to bring Barry down because the first 2 are automatic misses.
1st and goal at the 5. There was nothing there in that play, and he made something happen. Ron Rivers gets a couple and stopped short by a host of Cardinals. Rivers' first carry of the afternoon. Give this man a break.
You know, I just wonder, they talk about the great backs, and they say the great backs are powerful, they're fast, they're quick. Well, he's all that, but he's also got great vision, and that's what makes the great backs. They got great vision.
2nd and goal at the 3. Lions out goal to goal in the first half inside the 10 and only came away with a field goal. Mitchell, quick throw, fires, incomplete. Perryman, the intended receiver, but way over his head. Brent Alexander with the physical coverage.
Great bump and run by Brent Alexander, and Perryman knows, yeah, he stuffed me. He got me. Right here, I want you to watch what he does at the line of scrimmage with the bump and run. Watch. Right there, it's over. He got a hand on Perryman. Perryman never recovered. The timing is thrown off. Therefore, the pass cannot be completed. That's a great job by a corner. Bump and run is a weapon. It's not something that you use passively. It's a weapon.
3 wide receivers come in. Sanders goes in motion. 3rd and goal from the 3. Touchdown, Johnny Morton.
We got flags down, Mike.
On the far side of the field, there's the flag. And this one's going to be taken away. Penalties have really hurt both teams.
Illegal motion offense. Number 71 was going down when the back went in motion. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
That's Moss. You can't have 2 people moving at the same time. The back's going in motion. Moss is on his way down in the set position. Right here, watch this. You see the back, that's the back going in motion. Morton standing all alone in the end zone.
So a 3rd down and goal from the 7. Again, the 3 wide receivers with Sanders in motion. Mitchell, quick throw, Herman Moore. Did he get in?
I don't think so.
Nope.
That's a great play by Aeneas Williams. And it looked like it had a fumble.
Cardinals are pointing. That is a Pro Bowl effort from Aeneas Williams.
Right here, Aeneas working on Herman. What he does good, he's going to come in here and he's going to squeeze him down right in front of the goal line. There's no use covering back here. That's what Pro Bowl corners do well. He recognizes the slant and he closes the distance. And look at that, that's strength right there. You're talking about a corner that's 5'10" going against a 6'3" wide receiver and keeping him out of the end zone. Good awareness of where you are in the field.
Tied for the lead in interceptions last year. The NFL comes up with a big play, and they are going for it on 4th down, although they're going to talk about it first. Lions are going to call timeout. They've got 4th and goal from the 1. Aeneas Williams prevented that touchdown. Lions will try it again. Detroit Lions with 4th and goal from the 1, and they are going for it. Had to call a timeout to discuss it. Buddy Ryan hoping for the big stop.
You know, you use common sense here. You got Lomas Brown, 275 on the left side. White Compton, 297 also on the left side.
3 tight ends in the game. Sloan goes in motion. 4th and goal from the 1. Sanders.
He didn't make it.
No, sir. The Cardinals stop Barry Sanders. Great defensive play. Garth Jacks with the big hit. Well, you can't get better back-to-back defensive plays than the Cardinals just got.
The key to any short yardage situation is who wins the line of scrimmage. I want you to watch the lowest men. The lowest men are the Cardinals. Therefore, the linebackers can get over the top. They have vision and they can make the play. Garth Jacks was able to see because his front 4, front 7 got down low. He could come over the top. Great play by Garth Jacks.
Cardinals Garth Jacks, number 53, and Seth Joyner, 59, with a huge stop on a 4th and goal from the 1. And Arizona takes over.
You think Garth Jacks isn't the quarterback of this team right now, of this defense? He's breaking it down for him.
1st and 10 for Arizona. Garrison Hurst spins and gains maybe 3 yards. Luther Ellis and Benny Blades in on the tackle.
Going back to the stop here on the goal line, right here, way under there. Look how low he is. That's Wilson. His penetration allows for the backers to come and make the play over the top, but watch on the right side of your screen. That man right there makes the difference. He gets just enough, that's Seth Joyner, he gets just enough on Barry Sanders to limit his jump, and so the backers can come over the top and finish him up. Great play. It's amazing how players sooner or later make those kind of plays for you.
He certainly made his share throughout his NFL career. Former Pro Bowler. Did so last year with the Cardinals, also Pro Bowl seasons with the Eagles.
Boy, I tell you, this right here, that's discouraging in this part of the field.
It's amazing they're only down 10-6. Hurst, 48 yards on 11 carries. He's now out of the game. 2nd down and 7. Larry centers, cuts inside, and maybe gets a couple. Chris Spielman in on the tackle.
See, if the Cardinals had more confidence in their vertical passing game, they would have come with a play action there and tried to go downtown on the corners, because if you're backed up, the defense is definitely thinking that you're going to run. They're thinking of getting you in the safety position. A lot of times what works best is to throw that ball down the field, because most of the time it's one-on-one coverage because of what they're doing inside.
Centers and Samuels in the backfield. 3rd down and 5. Craig fires, incomplete, intended for Centers. Blades right there on the coverage.
I don't think it made a difference, because Blades is right there. He's going to make the hit well before the 1st down. But they had trouble on that right side. That was Larry Tharp was getting pushed that time by Ellis, and that's why Craig had to get rid of the ball sooner.
So Jeff Fiegels once again on. He's been in the end zone quite a bit this afternoon. He's had some beauties too. Johnny Morton back at his own 47-yard line. Fiegels, another good high kick. Morton calls for a fair catch, and the Lions will take over at about their own 48. They've had good field position throughout most of the day. 46-yard punt from Fiegels. Scott Mitchell and Wayne Funtz hoping for another strong drive, and we have some, again, extracurricular stuff after the whistle.
These are two NFC teams that are all blue collar. I'm going to tell you that right now. Detroit has always been a team like this. They would always fight you, throw a shot on you, play tough, and with Buddy at Arizona, you know they're going to do it.
Benny Blades involved in that. Michael Bankston trying to reason with him. I don't think Benny's hearing it. Kwame Lassiter got in the jostle with Blades. Two head coaches 0-2 and feeling a little bit of the pressure again because of the expectations for these teams coming into this season.
You know, you're right. You know what's amazing about the Cardinals is we spent some time at the training camp this year. Every single day there's a fight, at least 2 or 3 fights. And Buddy just sits back there with his notepad, waits to the finish, and then keeps going with the drill.
He certainly doesn't discourage it.
Personal foul. Kicking team number 59 coming off the bench to get involved. 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
Now, Seth Joyner is lucky that he isn't out of this ball game. He came off the bench to fight.
So that's another penalty against the Arizona Cardinals. Lions have great field position. It's trailing 10-6 with 7 minutes remaining, 3rd quarter at the Pontiac Silverdome, and the Lions with some excellent field position on the penalty to Seth Joyner. They've got the ball now at the Arizona 37.
It's really interesting talking about Sanders. One of the things that he does that all the great running backs in history have done is that they run with their feet always on the ground, very low to the ground. They kind of scoot along.
So Lions take over. They just had a solid drive, but were turned away on a great goal line stand. Mitchell fires downfield, pass deflected, intended for Perriman. A flag on the play, and that one was a mess. So another penalty for the Lions. They'll push it back. Here from Walt Coleman once again. As we said earlier, by week 3, all these penalties.
On the offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat 1st down.
Coach is very upset to see it. Mike Compton, the guilty party.
Compton here, he'll be the 2nd man in on this side. Let's see if we can pick up the hold. He's down inside. You know, how do these guys determine who held? There's 6 guys on each side of the ball holder.
Sanders cuts back. Has a little room outside. Here goes Barry Sanders.
He's gone. Aeneas Williams, whoa.
Touchdown, Detroit. What a run from Barry Sanders. 47-yard touchdown.
This play is all going to go this way and influence everybody on this side of the ball and cut back. The beauty of it is how Barry Sanders knows exactly when to cut back right now. And if we stop it, look at all the white shirts on this side of the football. Come on. A great block coming up here by Perryman right there in Alexander. And to show you the speed of Aeneas Williams, he almost gets him in the end zone.
And that is not easy. Hands it on for the extra point. Sanders now with 131 yards rushing. And that's his first touchdown of the season. And what a run from 47 yards out.
You know, if you're Barry Sanders, this is what you see when you're running. You see white shirts, and then for some reason you make a cutback. And you notice the way he switched hands right there with the ball. I mean, that's so instinctual. If there's any one criticism of Barry, he gets caught from behind a lot. And Aeneas Williams almost catches him, but when you make those kind of moves on people, and the thing he told us last night, he says, I do not really go out there and plan any of my moves. In fact, you know, when I get through faking out one guy, before he knows he's faked out, I'm looking at the guy down the field. I'm always working a fake out ahead, a move ahead, he's thinking.
You saw some of his numbers. Scary thinking he's only 27. He's already 12th on the all-time NFL rushing list.
Like I say, it's that being able to slide your feet, always having feet on the ground. So many of the great backs are able to do that.
And one of the class acts of the NFL, whenever he scores a touchdown, just drops the ball.
He said, that's just not me. I can't do all that showboating and stuff.
He also says that, hey, the game's not over. There's no need to celebrate yet. Hanson will kick off. Ryan Terry at his own 5. And Terry brought down Tracy Hayworth with a big stop. Lions and their fans fired up.
You know, this kind of gives you an idea of Barry and comparing him to some of the other runners that run similar. I want you to watch just the way, we're going to start with Gale Sayers. Watch the feet on the ground. Those quick shuffle moves can always make moves. The ability to juke, a little bit different style there. Gale Sayers could get the top speed very fast. But the same kind of thing with a Marshall Faulk. Those kind of same quick cuts, those slashing moves. And then you compare it to a guy like Eric Dickerson. Same production, but look how upright Eric runs. Knees very high. Either way you slice it, it's hard to tackle a guy like that.
Not bad, $1.25 for that program, Ron. Craig back to throw on first down under pressure. Hurst has it. Nice move. Gets up to about the 26-yard line, close to a first down. Hayworth and Spielman on the tackle.
Maybe we should build one of those for Garrison Hurst. Wow, that was a heck of a move. Now here's a guy that Buddy Ryan made him push around a wheelbarrow last year when he was injured. He hurt that knee. Actually did it in college and rehabilitated the whole year. And a lot of criticism in the area. Not too many people felt that he was the back to be, but he proves himself now and then.
Tough to win a football game with those numbers.
Yeah.
But they're only down 17-6, if you want to put it that way, with still just under 6 minutes left here in the third quarter. Craig, complete. Terry Samuels out of the backfield. He's got the first down and more up to about the 38-yard line. Benny Blaines punches him out of bounds. Now let's go to McDonald's game break. James Brown in our Hollywood studio.
Michael, former Falcon wide receiver Michael Haynes burns his old mates as Jim Everett, scrambling away from heavy pressure, locates Haynes and whips a bullet to Haynes in the back of the end zone. 17-16 Saints in the third. Back to Mike and Ron.
Well, I tell you, Jim Everett has been completely resurrected. He's a different quarterback.
Absolutely. His career was done with the Rams. Craig's moved around. And he hands off to Hurst that time, who gets maybe 4 or 5. Spielman brings him down. In some cases, change of scenery is the best thing. Although, as we talked about earlier, Craig was a guy that never wanted to change the scenery.
I think that might be the case for the Rams, too. You know, it doesn't do anybody any good. It doesn't help your ego and your drive and fire to play in a stadium where you've got 13,000 people in it. I think they're going to be a different team this year.
Second down and 5. Arizona showing a little life on offense on this possession. Quick throw. Larry Sanders And centers quickly knocked down. Ryan McNeil has had some good hard hits this afternoon.
Ryan McNeil coming up. See, when you play those zones like the Lions do, they're going to be aggressive on all throws in the flat. McNeil coming up again. I think the knock on McNeil is they don't know too much about him from a Lions staff point of view, but they know he's a guy that can play zones very well. And that fits into your scheme. They don't know how good of a man-to-man guy he is, but who cares?
There's a big Everson Walls fan growing up. A couple of hits like Everson Walls so far this afternoon. 3rd down and 1. 4 wide receivers in the game for Arizona. Craig under pressure, gets away, fires, incomplete.
What a
flag on the play.
What a move by Craig.
Corey Raymond may be called for pass interference. It was intended for Larry Centers.
I think Craig gets the Barry Sanders look-alike move for today.
Well, he's getting a lot of practice getting away from line.
Yeah, he is. Tell you, he looked like he was running through an obstacle course for a second.
Holding, defense number 31, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
So Corey Raymond with an aggressive play, but the penalty, and Buddy Ryan's team gets the 1st down. Now in Lions territory at the 47-yard line. Hurst has some room and a good run, maybe 6-yard pickup. Tracy Hayworth on the stop. Want to remind you about tonight. Fox presents a Simpsons Sunday Spectacular. First see the season finale that shocked the nation. Then join John Walsh for a look at Who Shot Mr. Burns on Springfield's Most Wanted. And on the season premiere of The Simpsons, you'll find out who done it. It all begins at 7, 6 Central, right here on Fox. Second and 3. A penalty flag. Hurst comes close to the 1st down, but again, more markers. Robert Porcher on the stop.
Yeah, we talked about earlier, the Lions always going on the snap count at 2. I don't think that's changed.
Defense, offsides, number 97, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Scroggins, who's had a spectacular afternoon. He's got 3 sacks that time. Call for the penalty. So they get the automatic 1st down there. Ball at about the 35-yard line. Cardinals could use a score, trailing 17-6. Centers in motion. Play action. Craig looks downfield, fires, complete. Rob Moore with his first catch of the afternoon. Good for a 1st down at the 17-yard line.
Yeah, this is what you call working the zone. I mean, that's technical. Watch this. The protection holds up, and that's key. Because for the first time today, Craig has had time to throw the football. I want you to watch the middle of the field. Look at Benny Blades. He's looking him off. He's thinking deep, 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 and here the throw comes right where Benny was. Nice layout by Moore.
Not only Moore's first reception, that's the first catch by a wide receiver. Ball at the 16. Hurst cuts inside, quickly brought down. Scroggins in on the tackle.
You know, I think the officials are starting to get into this game too a little bit.
Another flag.
I mean, there's got to be a point where they let the guys play.
Right from the get-go, both teams penalized. And this one going against the Lions.
Illegal hands to the face. Defense number 97. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
2 straight penalties to Scroggins.
Yeah, that's Scroggins. Scroggins went to the face. Right there, 97. You know, and he's got to hold the face mask, the non-flagrant variety, so it's only going to be a 5-yarder.
But a 1st down. Craig fires. Centers has it.
Oh.
Nice fake. Larry Centers gets all the way up to about the 2-yard line. Blades brings him down along with Johnson. And this is where Centers excels.
I think Centers has been watching Barry on the sidelines. Sanders is just going to take off to the outside right here and loop back around and get the ball. But the key thing is watch the move he puts on 54, Spielman. Spielman gets influenced by that wide receiver, but look at this. Yikes. He's going to go to the sidelines and get a new tape job.
Spielman's not a guy that gets faked out very often. First and goal at the 2. Craig himself hardly gets anywhere, and he's thrown back.
Boy, that was ugly. What was that? Yee.
That is not your normal call at that point. Again, he's a little more than a yard away.
That's called 36 right rollover. Move the chains. Wow.
So the ball now back at the 2-yard line.
It's got to be hard to coach when Buddy Ryan is standing right next to you.
Well, especially offensively.
Offensively, yeah.
They say
it's got to be hard.
He only has offense to give the defense a blow. Hurst on the pitch. Quickly brought down for a loss. Chris Spielman comes up and knocks him down.
You know, Spielman's a plugger, and people think that he likes to step up and really take everything on, but he's a runner. He slides off blocks and maneuvers through traffic. The block is good by Centers, but watch inside. Perfect form tackle, head up. You know, I mean, that's college tackling right there. That's perfect.
And a loss of 3 as quarter number 3 comes to an end. Cardinals threatening, but the Lions are not budging. It's 17-6 for the Cardinals deep in enemy territory. They're showing some life.
Yeah, but they got to get Chris Spielman out of there. He's killing people. Somebody's got to block that guy.
Spielman with a great hit for a loss of 3. And it's going to be a little more difficult now for the Cardinals. Ball is back to between the 4 and 5 yard line. 3rd down and goal. Centers the lone setback. They've got 3 wide receivers. Craig fumbles the snap. Throws the football.
Oh,
Moore's got it. What a play. Touchdown.
What a play. And they're trying to get that he was down. And they're going to call him down. They're going to call it.
Talk about your second efforts. Oh, my. He is frustrated.
Yeah, he's down, and Johnson is touching him.
Yep.
Therefore, it is legally a tackle.
Good call.
But great ad-lib by Dave Craig. Oh, I mean, that's got to be one of the plays of the day.
Not the fact that he got it. How could he see where any receiver was? How could he see?
Exactly. Good point. Great point.
Davis on the kick. 25-yarder, and it's good. And the Cardinals don't get the touchdown, but they still hang in there.
But they hang around. Exactly.
Early 4th quarter. Craig's Cardinals trail at 17-9.
See that Spielman 54 had something to do with this fumbled snap. I mean, he's standing right there telling you he's gonna come on the blitz. The follies start, but how does Craig get this ball up over the line? Look at this. Look at Spielman. Spielman's got to be wondering, what are you doing?
A folly floater. Rob Moore caught it. One of the officials signaled touchdown, but they said he was down. Davis to kick off. Johnny Morton at his own 7. Morton goes up the middle and brought down at about the 25. Wesley Lisi on the stop. And Detroit will take over. 17-9 lead here early in the 4th quarter. Lions in their home opener, hoping for their first win of the season.
NFL Sunday is brought to you by Mitsubishi, the new thinking in automobiles. By American Express. By Lay's and Wavy Lay's potato chips. Bet you can't eat just one. And by Budget Car and Truck Rental. All the difference in the world.
The Detroit skyline. That's the Renaissance Center on a windy, breezy September afternoon. There's some breeze here in the Silverdome when Barry Sanders has been running. His team up 17-9, 1st and 10 at their own 26. There's Sanders again, cuts back inside, still on his feet, finally brought down at about the 30. Let's now have a McDonald's game break. Send it back to Hollywood and James Brown.
Mike, sensational afternoon for Jim Everett. 21 of 26. Take a look at him out of the shotgun. Sees man coverage. Nice touch pass to a well-covered Wesley Walls. Saints on top 24-16. That in the fourth. Back to Pontiac, Mike and Ron.
Well, it could be a rough year for Jim Jones, I tell you.
A little bit of a shootout down there in New Orleans.
And that running shoot, I don't know if it's got a future in this league.
Second down and 6. Schlesinger in motion. Sanders gets the call, quickly brought down, maybe picked up a yard. Good pursuit that time.
You know, the thing about Barry, see, he wanted to do that same cutback play there. Lorenzo Lynch coming down as a strong safety, playing at 8-man. He did a good job, but you got to block the backside. And in each of those cutback plays we've seen today that have gone for big gains, the backside was blocked. But that just shows you how good he is.
Well, he's the type of runner, and you'll ask a lot of defensive players, there are very few in the league, in the history of the league, they not only make you look bad, they embarrass you with some of the moves they make. Mitchell back on 3rd and 5. Fumbled the ball, it looked like, got it back on the sack. Brent Alexander brings him down. And the punt team comes out for Detroit.
Alexander, he's going to be the 8th man. There he is right there. He's just going to pick a gap by numbers, and Garth Jacks comes. That's the problem right there. By the time Moss sees it, it's too late. And see, they give so many looks. They bring so many men up to the line of scrimmage. You don't know who is going to come in what gap. That's why they talk about the 46 defense being a gap-style defense.
Mitchell actually held on to that ball, and that was tough. Royals gets off the punt. Anthony Edwards is back. A poor punt, but gets a Lions bounce. And the Cardinals will have some good field position. They could use a score. Trailing 17-9. Still early, however, in the fourth.
We got a penalty down, looks like.
Little dispute on where to mark the ball. 31-yard punt for Royals. Cardinals will have it close to midfield, trailing by 8. The Cardinals 17-9. Along with Ron Pitts, I'm Mike Breen at the Pontiac Silverdome. Two teams looking for their first win of the season. Buddy Ryan's Cardinals, you might be able to say, have been outplayed this afternoon in a lot of cases, but they're hanging in there, and they've got excellent field position.
Yeah, the score does not show that the fact that they've been outplayed. They go down here, get a score, go for 2, and they're up.
Have it at their own 47. Garrison Hurst has a huge hole, cuts back outside, and he's got plenty of room to run. Willie Clay finally brings him down, but not before he gets to about the 26-yard line. Big pickup for Garrison Hurst. 28-yard gain.
Just good man-to-man blocking on the left side. The strength here. Watch Love. He's going to come down here. Going to get good man-to-man blocking here. And watch the moves that Hurst makes. Good turn right there. See, Love gets just enough on the tackle down there inside that he can't come on. Good cutback and a good switch of the ball right there.
Hurst had a good first week. Struggled last week against the Eagles. Now has 86 yards this afternoon. Another first down for Arizona. Hurst again the call, and another hole. Finally brought down Willie Clay with a tackle, but a big gain for Hurst.
You know, Centers has been doing a great job of blocking the last 5-6 plays, and that's why this thing is opened up. You don't expect him to block. Centers right here. He's going to come right in here and get a block. That's the key to the whole thing. There it is. Look at the block on Johnson. Perfect. And that's it. Spielman doesn't have time to get there. And when your DBs are making tackles, you got a problem as a defensive coordinator.
Showing flashes of the Georgia days. Hurst is going to get a breather. Terry Samuels will come in. You mentioned Centers. Buddy Ryan said if he had 11 Larry Centers, he would not lose a lot of football games.
You'd have to throw a lot of passes, too.
Exactly. As Cardinals have called a timeout. They've got a 2nd and 1 at the Detroit 16. And we'll take a timeout as well. Cardinals threatening. They still trail here in the fourth. Arizona Cardinals looking for their first touchdown of the afternoon. They trail 17-9 and have a 2nd and 1 at the Detroit 16-yard line.
With the way they set up the run, this is a great opportunity for a play action. Because you got 2 more downs to get 1 yard, but they might go ahead and just plow it and get it anyway. They've
thrown to both Hurst and Centers throughout the afternoon. Hurst gets the call. He has the first down. Brought down by Robert Porcher, but not before they'll move the chains.
Cardinals are in a great position right now. 11 minutes on the clock. You know, if they settle and have to take a field goal, that's okay. Because that 3 points, you're going to need that 3 points sooner or later to win the game, I think. Okay, that can only help them.
Well, they pretty much need the 2 scores unless they get the touchdown and try for the 2
and try for 2, right.
But there's too much time left to really think about that. Although you never know with Coach Ryan.
But there's going to be a shot at the end zone here soon.
Sanders in motion. Craig fumbles another snap and quickly falls on it.
You know, Craig talked to us about the things that have never happened to him in his 16-year career. Like last week, the week before, throwing interceptions. Here's something else. Let's see if we can see what's happening. I can't. You take 100 snaps every day in training camp. You take 100 every day in practice. He's been in the league 16 years. I'm not going to be the one to say that he's screwing up. I don't know why he's fumbling the ball like that.
Ed Cunningham, the center, probably wondering as well.
Could be center. Could be a bad center exchange.
Hurst on the pitch. Cuts in, cuts out. Another strong run. He's brought down at about the 8. Ryan McNeil on the stop.
Oh, great blocking that time by Centers and Rob Moore. Oh, I mean, you talk about everybody having to be on the same page. Centers right here. He's in motion. He's going to come around and get a seal right there. Rob Moore is going to come and get a seal on this man. Blam, there's one. And this is about reading the block. Look at that. Oh, he just stands up Benny Blades. Benny gets mad and takes a shot at him. But that's great blocking downfield by your receivers, being a complete receiver.
3rd and 3 at the 7. Hurst went over the 100-yard mark, first time in his career. Craig to throw. Fires, incomplete, intended for Rob Moore. Willie Clay there on the coverage.
Yeah, okay, like we said, they took that shot at the end zone, didn't get it. No big deal. 10 minutes on the clock still, actually 9 minutes. Craig holds. He wanted to go inside real quick. It wasn't there. And, I wonder if he wasn't trying to throw the ball right there to Gaines. And it looks as though he was, and Gaines has got to make that catch.
Moore was right behind them, but Gaines certainly deflected it. Davis with the field goal attempt from 25 yards out. And Greg Davis is 4 for 4 this afternoon, including a 55-yarder. Cardinals slowly but surely inching closer. They trail 17-12, still over 9 minutes remaining in the 4th. Going to kicker Greg Davis, a couple of 25-yarders, a 41 and a 55-yarder. He's 4 for 4. That ties his career high for most field goals in a game. And he has the Cardinals within 5, still over 9 minutes left in this one. Arizona starting to move the ball a little bit better offensively. Garrison Hurst, the big reason for that. 3rd year back, going over the 100-yard mark for the first time in his career as the ball fell off the tee.
That's what those new tees will do for you. You can't even get the things on the ground. I've seen guys turn the tee upside down, put a piece of tape under it so they could hold the ball better, but they outlawed that.
Johnny Morton, as you saw, back to receive, along with Willie Clay. Morton will take it at his own 8. Has some blackers in front of him.
He better hold that ball. He's been carrying that ball loose all afternoon.
Simon Shanks in on the tackle.
Going back to that touchdown, this ball, Craig intends this ball for Wendell Gaines. But it's a little high, and as you'll see, Wendell Gaines is going to go up for it, but then get the alligator arms a little bit and second guess as to whether it was for him. I think that's what the discussion is about on the sidelines. He says, oh, I see.
Well, Gaines was open. Moore was covered. Gaines is a guy who was a defensive end last year. During the offseason, he switched to tight end, got the starting job. Mitchell on play action. Downfield, he's got Herman Moore for the first down. Garth Jacks and Aeneas Williams on the tackle. Remind you about next week. Most of you will see a Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. The Bears battle the Rams. And also the Cardinals take on the Cowboys, plus other exciting regional action. All begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Check local listings for the game and time in your area. Scott Mitchell has got some fans here in Detroit. Barry Sanders slowed down. Seth Joyner on the stop. I want to remind you at the end of this game, Ron and I will select the Miller Lite player of the game.
Nice play that time by Joyner, stopping up the block on the outside by Schlesinger. Didn't look like he did much, but that block allowed for his help to get there. He kept what is called outside leverage.
Lions have moved the ball at times well, and as we said earlier in this game, at times you can think that they've outplayed the Cardinals, but you look at the score, Lions have hurt themselves quite a bit. 13 penalties included. 2nd down and 8. On a blitz, Mitchell fires it incomplete. Intended for Perriman. He's lucky that one wasn't picked off. Terry Hogue with the pressure in the backfield.
Boy, Buddy spins the chamber and fires, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. But it's all good on this play. And there are the penalties like you were talking about, Mike. The penalties have been big. Drop passes, that'll kill you too. The penalties, that's one thing, but those drop passes, that's kind of a form of a mental area. Since you work on it so much in practice, depending on what kind of pass it is, but isn't it amazing how you never see the great ones like Jerry Rice?
It's always a shock when it happens.
Yeah, never see them drop too much.
Those 13 penalties are higher than any amount they had last year. Highest was 12. Mitchell's going to have to call another timeout. Although that's better than with a 3rd and 8 trying to figure something out when you're confused out there. So Mitchell will go to the sideline and talk to Wayne Fonts. Just under 7.5 to play in the 4th. But a big 3rd down coming up for the Lions. 1,000 light years from Earth, events are taking place that could threaten the very existence of mankind. Now the producers of the X-Files will take you even deeper into the unknown. Space, above and beyond. Catch the series premiere next Sunday right here on Fox.
Yeah, they came with Alexander. Those two guys right there, Alexander and Hogue, came on the blitz inside. Yeah, you just have to really, you got to have a quarterback that is so in tune to beat that. And I think it's hard to beat it when you don't have 3 wideouts on the field, because when you only have 2 wideouts, you're bringing people, inviting people to come into the formation because there's nobody has to cover the wideout.
And that's happened a number of times this afternoon. But a big 3rd down play.
See, they got 3 wideouts in the field. They're trying to limit that blitz just by personnel and alignment, because somebody's got to come out there and cover Johnny Morton inside.
Mitchell will go in the shotgun. Big pressure. Fires. Complete. Brett Perriman. And it should be enough for a 1st down as he got knocked behind.
You know, the thing that bothers me about this play, if you're a Cardinal fan, is that why play off in that situation? They brought the blitz again. Hogan and Alexander came. Hunter's got to squeeze it down and stand in front of the 1st down marker and make the play. On the other side of the field, Aeneas Williams is in bump and run. That's why they went over to Hunter. Hey, which would you rather throw against, bump and run or a guy that's 8 yards off?
Perriman's made some nice catches throughout the afternoon. 6 of them all over. Mitchell now under pressure. Pass deflected, almost intercepted. Chadrick Brown fell down and couldn't grab it. So more pressure. They're really firing people at Mitchell now.
Yeah, he wanted to come right here. Perriman's going to drag across here. He wants to get him, but 53 Garth Jacks stays back. He's not complete. Look at Jacks. He looks him up right there, and that's the difference. Now he's on the scramble.
Seth Joyner on the deflection.
He's trying to get that ball out to Hayworth. Hayworth is actually an outside linebacker.
Second and 10. Sanders trying to get outside, cuts, and couldn't break that tackle. Terry Irving with a strong tackle that time because Sanders had a lot of room in front of him.
That's a hold on Seth Joyner. They don't call it. Ron Hall's going to jail. He's going to jail. Right here, down at the bottom of the screen. Watch these 2 guys tangle up. Seth just does a good job of keeping outside leverage, but right here, look at that. He's got his left arm wrapped around his body, and Seth was mad.
All right, I think the jail penalty is a little excessive.
It could be the sheriff. Sheriff Joe Arpio out there. Might have to go to Tent City.
We're under the 6-minute mark. 3rd down and 5. Another blitz. They're coming out. Mitchell fires it downfield. Caught. Harriman again. Good for the 1st down. And more pushing and shoving after the whistle.
You know, Hunter had that knee surgery in training camp. And they got some fighting going on down here. Right at the top of the screen here. Here's the matchup. Look at the distance. But, you know, in all fairness, you got to give credit to Hunter. Here's a guy who had knee surgery in training camp. He doesn't feel comfortable going up there in the bump and run situation. I would play off too. I think they got to switch up the defense and make some calls to accommodate that, but that's hard. I mean, they're in a situation, 5:25 clock run. They need the ball.
Harriman's got 7 catches this afternoon, 20 in the first 3 games. He has started off the season very well. So another 1st down. Sanders gets the call, cuts inside, and gets a couple fumbles the ball. Cardinals say they have it. A rare fumble for Barry Sanders.
You know, the guy that made that play was actually Clyde Simmons, and I'll show you why. And they're still fighting on that ball. The referees really have no idea who's got that ball. They just fight for it, and the last man to come up with it will win.
Sanders came into the game with 777 consecutive times without the fumble. Made it 803 with all of today's. That's his first fumble. Look at that. That's an unbelievable number.
You know, watch here. This is Clyde Simmons. Watch the way he stops. He said, "You're not coming out here, Barry." And now he fights him inside to the traffic, and Lorenzo Lynch yanks it out. That's a great job by Lynch, but a better job by Clyde Simmons forcing Barry Sanders inside for the first time today.
So a big turnaround for Arizona. Still very much in this one. Craig under pressure, and he's sacked. Henry Thomas. 7th sack of the afternoon for the Lions.
Boy, they brought Henry Thomas over here with his line coach Tierlink just for this reason. Redmond works on him pretty good, but the spin move gets him, and he's the one who forces him out of the pocket. The around the corner stuff isn't the problem. It's the guys inside. Looking at Clyde Simmons, Clyde saying, "Yeah, that's how you do it."
Those veterans, Buddy Ryan loved him in Philadelphia, wanted him out here. 2nd and 19. Thomas with some pressure falls down. Pass almost picked off. Spielman had it in his hands. Intended for Hurst.
They're going to get a late hit on Craig by Porsche.
Oh, that would be a very costly penalty.
They want to try to run the screen this way, but the penetration is so great that Craig has to get out of the pocket. Right there, they're starting to leak out, but see, there's Thomas in his face. Well, you tell me Spielman won't think about this before he goes to bed? And here's a late hit. No, the throw is done. The 1 step, no, they got to call that one.
That's one of the points of emphasis this year. They really want to protect the quarterback. And that is a huge penalty. Ball now all the way up to the 37-yard line. 1st down for the Cardinals. Just under 4.5 to play in the 4th. And Hurst doesn't get much. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Mike Wells in on the stop. And Detroit really shot themselves in the foot. 14 penalties. Of course, the rare fumble by Sanders, something you just don't expect.
Oh, like you said, 777 consecutive runs without a fumble. He doesn't fumble. You never see it.
That was before today. With all of today's carries, it was over 800. Big rush again. Craig fires complete. Frank Sanders, the rookie. And he's brought down near midfield. Ryan McNeil on the tackle. And it's good enough for another 1st down. 12-yard pickup.
Boy, they really have a lot of faith in Sanders. Sanders is going to come down. He's number He's right there. He's just going to work underneath the coverage. It's man-to-man, and McNeil puts himself in a horrible position to have to cover him on that route that far off.
First catch of the afternoon for the second-round pick out of Auburn. Sanders goes in motion. Hurst gets the call, bounces off a couple of guys, and look at the room he has. And finally brought down another first down. Ryan McNeil the tackle, but Garrison Hurst with a big pickup, 14-yard gain.
You know, Porsche makes the play inside. He stuffs Redmond back into the center and into Hurst. But the Lions have got to get some outside help. They got to get some help from Ellis and Hayworth on that outside.
Hurst now with 120 yards on the day on 20 carries.
Boy, Buddy down there loading up the chamber of that gun again. The Cardinal defense is playing better in the later part of the game.
Play action from Craig. Complete to Centers out of the backfield, and he's run out of bounds.
Oh, good move for the first down. Great tippy toe for the first down. Now I see the weapons come out, and understandably, Detroit, they brought the dogs in a little bit, and you notice Henry Thomas was not in those last 4 plays. And he's done that. I think he's a little winded. He's had to come in and out. But now let's see what happens defensively with Thomas back in.
Along with number 96, Shane Bonham. Under 3 minutes remaining. Another first down on the nice scamper from Centers. Ball up to the 24. Hurst on the pitch. Throws the pass, incomplete. Intended for Centers.
He threw it too soon. It was an excellent call by Dave Atkins, the offensive coordinator for the Cardinals. Perfectly timed. Garrison Hurst doesn't make the throw. Great call. Great call. Centers is going to go in motion. They think he's going to come in and block. I want you to watch how open he is. Right there. Throw it now. He throws it too late, and he doesn't get anything on it.
Just a little bit short. A very daring call at this point. And you see Hurst with a very big day. Second down and 10. Both teams looking for their first win of the season. Craig under pressure. Avoids one, fires to the end zone, incomplete. Corey Raymond with some excellent coverage on Rob Moore.
You know, and he's Craig's fighting for his life and making the throw the best he can. Hayworth coming around the corner. You know, the guy doesn't have a chance to get in the third step of his drop. Love holding this man great, but the problem's on the other side. Dye doing a good job, and he just lets it go. He's trying to get it out of there.
Hayworth and Scroggins almost knocked into each other as Craig avoided them. And here's the big play, 3rd and 10. Craig back of the shotgun. Fires downfield, incomplete, intended for Sanders. Excellent coverage once again. Corey Raymond there, as was Ryan McNeil.
Now, you got to figure that Barry Sanders is not going to fumble again. You got to figure that the ball's going to stay on the ground. You won't get it back. And you got to figure that the Cardinals are going to go for it on 4th down.
4th and 10. They have 3 timeouts remaining. The Lions have just 1.
What I don't like, Thomas now, Henry Thomas is out of the game. Okay, he's limping. He's got an ankle or a knee problem or something, but he's out of the game. If you're the Cardinals and you're Craig, you got to love that.
They're on their feet at the Silverdome. Craig on 4th and 10, under pressure. Fires it in.
Oh,
touchdown!
What a play.
Touchdown,
what a play.
Anthony Edwards.
Oh, what a play.
And the Arizona Cardinals have taken the lead with 2.5 remaining.
You're not going to tell me that Buddy Ryan is not proud of this play. That's the kind of quarterback he's wanted here. A tough guy can stand back there in the midst of all kind of adversity and make plays. He's done it all day today. They've hung in the game, and he made a play, and they're going for 2.
A 2-point lead wouldn't do him any good, so a smart move from Buddy Ryan.
Absolutely.
They lead 18-17. The extra point is meaningless. but the 2-point conversion would give them that 3-point advantage.
Just appreciate the ad-lib by Dave Craig. The pressure comes inside. Love gets it away, but just throws the ball up.
Corey Raymond's right on him, too. The coverage is not bad. That is
Edwards
the perfect throw.
Perfect coverage, perfect throw. The ball has to be right where it is.
2-point conversion. Craig rolls out, fires, he's got it. Sanders. And a 3-point Arizona lead. 2:31 remaining, and the Lions, remember, have only 1 timeout left.
This means that they are assuring themselves that they don't get beat by a field goal. That's what they're saying. And now the Boo Birds come out. Right here, quickly to the corner. This is the West Coast offense. Just the stutter move works perfectly. He stutters just enough to stop Brent Maxey's feet, and he's able to get the play in the corner. Here's another angle from it. Watch how fast he throws this ball. It's gone now. If he waits any longer, Maxey's going to recover. But he sees the open man. That's a mark of a smart quarterback, an experienced quarterback, and that's why Dave Craig is in Arizona.
Sanders had a couple of key possessions, a couple of key catches on that drive. So the rookie coming through. Lions will have 2 minutes, 31 seconds remaining. They've got 1 timeout left.
And you know, I think I got to go back to where was Henry Thomas? All day long we see the inside pressure. He's not in. Craig's got time to throw the football.
Johnny Morton at his own 9. Good run back from Morton. Flag on the play. He's run out of bounds up near midfield. But a penalty marker.
I think he's going to get a reach for the face mask.
This could be a critical call.
Or a clip. Looks like a hold.
And it will go against the Lions. So a strong return from Johnny Morton negated. They'll bring it back.
Holding, number 39 of the return team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Dan Malone.
He's talked so much today. 39 right here. There it is. Great picture. Holding. Kwame Lassiter, great job. I tell you what, that's great camera work by Director Billy McCoy, getting the shots all day long, getting in the eyes of Barry Sander, I tell you.
Super job by the crew all afternoon.
All afternoon.
2:19 remaining. 1 timeout left for the Lions. Mitchell steps up, fires, complete. What a catch from Herman Moore. First down up at the 43. And if you're wondering about their place kicker, Jason Hansen, his NFL career long is 53. That's a 16-yard pickup. And there's the 2-minute warning. So the Pro Bowler Herman Moore with a big catch. Lions aren't done yet. Jason Hansen hopes for a chance. His team down by 3.
Why Herman Moore made the Pro Bowl last year for the first time, it's catches like these. Aeneas Williams is all over him, and that's the advantage of having a lefty. But look at that. And he's 6'3", Mike. If he's not 6'3", if he's 6'2", 6'1", he doesn't make that catch, I guarantee you.
He is one of the most underrated receivers in the NFL, getting his due last year with the 72 catches. People all around the country now starting to recognize that.
Exactly. You know, that brings up a good point. Mitchell being left-handed, Aeneas, they can't see that ball coming out. A right-hander, you can see it.
First down and 10. 2 minutes remaining. Cardinals with a big rush.
Oh, the ball's on the ground. That'll be a fumble.
The Cardinals have recovered.
You got a flag down.
But there is a flag on the play. Kwame Lassiter with the hit. And Keith McCants recovered it, but let's see what the call is.
Oh, boy.
Unbelievable.
Oh, boy. Unreal. Oh.
Penalties have really killed both teams, but they still managed somehow to stay alive.
Offsides, defense number 59, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
You know, I keep making this analogy with Buddy Ryan's defense and the loaded gun. He had the chambers all loaded up and ready to fire. Only thing he forgot to take the safety clamp off right there. Seth jumps just a tad early, and that was the difference. But this is a fumble. His arm is not in motion. This is a fumble. McCants gets the recovery.
But the offside's the 24th penalty of the game. Lions still with a 1 timeout left. First down and 5. More pressure. Mitchell fires, intended for Perriman. And there's the flag.
That's late.
Aeneas Williams on the coverage.
They're going to try to get Aeneas for initiating contact after the 5-yard zone. You're allowed to have contact, a bump and run on the receiver within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. After that, you got to get off him.
So 2 critical penalties against Buddy Ryan's Cardinals keep this drive alive for the Lions.
Defensive pass interference, number 35, spot foul, first down.
Here it is. Now count 5 yards back after the play. That'll be about right to here. You know what? That's a bad call. He doesn't initiate the contact. Perryman's pushing off him. He's just trying to regain balance. The foul should have gone on Perryman.
But it gives the Lions another first down at the 40. Mitchell to Sanders out of the backfield. Sanders tries to avoid one tackler and goes backwards. He fumbled the ball again. And the Cardinals may have recovered.
I don't believe what we're seeing.
Sanders' second fumble of the game. Clyde Simmons hit him and stripped him of the ball.
The guy who makes the play, Lorenzo Lynch, again, and we'll show it to you. We said Barry Sanders could not be tackled by 1 man or 2 men.
He went 803 times touching the football without a fumble, and he's done it twice here late in the 4th quarter.
You got Barry Sanders in the flat. That's what you want. Lorenzo Lynch makes him spin around, but look at the arm over. Right on top by Clyde Simmons. Clyde Simmons made the play a series ago and kept him from getting to the outside that led to the fumble. This time, he causes the fumble.
And Terry Holt pounces on it.
You know, he's working in tandem with Lorenzo Lynch. And that earlier fumble. Boy, what a shock this is.
Especially the way it happened, as the Lions will call their final timeout with a minute and a half remaining. And what must be going through the mind of Barry Sanders? He played so well all afternoon, only to fumble at 2 critical times late in the 4th.
And that man right there, as the second half started, he did not start the second half. And I wondered what was going on. And in that last touchdown drive, he was not in the game. That is key.
Thomas suffered the quad injury early in the game and has not been the same. Dave Craig trying to find out what to do. And Dave Craig is our Miller Lite player of the game for that tremendous touchdown pass to Anthony Edwards to put Arizona up on top for the first time this afternoon here in the 4th quarter. He has been under pressure all day long. And Sanders is going to feel some pressure all week long after the 2 fumbles. But even the best sometimes have rough days. He was running the football so well all day.
Yeah, this thing isn't over now. They got a
second down and 11.
Cardinals got to try to get this clock down.
Garrison Hurst quickly brought down. Spielman on the tackle. Gets back maybe to the original line of scrimmage. And the clock continues to move. Many of the fans heading for the exit. Some still here. We hear chants of Wayne must go.
It's amazing. A guy takes a team to the playoffs consistently.
3 of the last 4 years.
He keeps the team playing, keeps the fans here in December and November. And all it takes is to get off to a bad start. That shows you what kind of longevity you got in this league.
This would be a tough one to swallow. He was in control much of the game. 3rd and 11. Hurst cuts inside, and he is quickly brought down. Mike Johnson and Mike Wells in on the stop. And the Lions can't do anything about the clock. They are out of timeouts. Coming up next, the Fox NFL postgame report. James Brown and the gang will have all the scores from Week 3 of the NFL season. That's all coming up next on the Fox NFL Sunday postgame report. This is a huge win for Buddy Ryan and the Arizona Cardinals. 0-2. And having to face the Cowboys in Dallas next week, trailing all game long, they come back. A huge come-from-behind win. So the final seconds tick off. A disappointed Lions crowd here at the Silverdome, and certainly Barry Sanders with the 2 fourth-quarter fumbles.
I think perhaps this is the beginning of the Cardinals starting to bloom a little bit.